Hello, hello, and welcome along to episode 4 of the Forgotten Realms. It's a pleasure to have you here. Today I have playing with me Moon.
Shit, I'm first. Hi, I'm Moon. I'm playing Kai Morngrove, our gnome, druid slash cleric healer.
I have Josh.
I'm Josh. Today we'll be playing Theodore Edison, who is a rock gnome. Who is a rock gnome artificer battlemaster? Yes, because I have a steel defender called Sarah, who is my wife.
I totally
Oh yeah!
I totally forgot that was your character.
I have Jamal. Sorry, I'm fighting a music bot right now. But I have one.
Fair enough.
I have
Hey
Jamal.
guys, Jamal playing Thornham Deepstone, Mountain Dwarf Fighter.
And I have Oscar.
Hello, I'm Oscar. I'll be playing Bellinor Willowwind, the College of Creation Bard.
So, when we left off, you had been brought a few members who were trying to escape from the Xanathar Guild. Carpenters, builders, artisans, and the like, who were looking to keep it a little quiet. This was being enabled by Lord Neverember's son, who was sort of, in exchange for some quiet and getting them out, had promised them that they could lay low at your place for a couple of days if they did some work. You had inherited a house, which is the point of these artisans turning up, the Troll Skull Manor. If you remember, it was a little unkempt. You also had a ghost in the tavern main room who was sort of interested in your efforts to make the place, to sort of renovate the place, but also seemed to be telling you to get out and throwing things at you and such. You also were each, apart from Theodore, contacted by a member of a faction within the city. Excuse me. Bellinor was contacted by the Harpers. Kai by the
Emerald Enclave.
Emerald Enclave. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
And excuse me. What is going on here? And Thornham by the Order of the Gauntlet. Theodore, however, not contacted by a particular faction, though did find some interesting news when passing through the Tavern of the Yawning Portal. Discovering that the city of Elturel, which is just to the north of Baldur's Gate, had fallen into the pits of hell, or been taken there. He wasn't sure. He had a newspaper article detailing it. I get the impression, Theodore, that perhaps you would like a complete recap of said article.
City north of who?
Brilliant. Okay, so
North of Baldur's Gate, right?
Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard. That's Ulder Ravengard. Had set off to Elturel, which is the city in question, which is a short way north of Baldur's Gate, or was. Not long after he arrived in Elturel, the city appears to have been wiped off the map. The news states that it has been dragged into the Nine Hells. Rumours concerning Elturel's disappearance have spread like wildfire. And the fears are that various cities could be next, including Neverwinter, Luskan, and Baldur's Gate. Waterdeep, however, seems to regard these rumours from afar as of interest, but not of anything to worry about. Waterdeep's where you guys are, in case anyone's forgotten. Okay. I will give you a little article, Josh, in case you want it again. I think I did post this before, but I'll repost it. The full newspaper article is within the Forgotten Realms channel. Great, and I've received a message from my darkboard telling me I've reached level 40. Thanks. You, however, have not. You are currently level 3? Is that right?
Yep.
Good. That sounds about right, yes. That's sort of where we deserve to be right now.
Is a 10 days ago?
Yes, so the way that the calendar works in the Forgotten Realms is that The year is made up of 12 months of 3 10 days each. Right? And that's how people count days. If you were to try and define a specific day, you don't have names for the days, but you would say, for example, the 17th of midsummer, or whichever month comes into question. But yes, things are counted in 10 days, which is whatever, really. Not particularly relevant. But what's interesting is that 10 days ago a city was dragged into hell. That's probably a little bit more important. Yeah, so we pick up at 10:30 in the morning the following day. Some of the work is going on already. A few of the tables are being sanded down and varnished within the tavern room, the main tap room, as one might say, and 2 workmen appear to be trying to fix up the bar, though they're having a bit of a problem, as they keep having various glasses, plates, forks, sporks, and spoons being thrown at them by the ghost inhabiting the main tap room.
We have a ghost in the house?
That's okay. Theodore didn't really. He missed quite a lot of the campaign, right? Yes, you have a ghost in the house.
He did.
I don't know what to. I don't know what to say to that, Josh.
He's been in this house as long as we've been in that house.
It's okay, things happen.
He was a poltergeist of the tavern's previous barkeeper, a half-elf named Lith. Maintaining the tavern was originally his life's work, and he couldn't abandon the place in death. He causes mischief, generally throwing things around and writing things such as closing time and last call on dusty floors and grimy windows. But you did seem to be beginning to appease him by doing renovation work. However, he's not a fan of all these new workers.
So it's a tavern turned mansion.
A mansion with a tavern.
We return to the floor plan of the mansion, which is provided to all our players, that some of us looked at and some of us didn't. On the ground floor, we have a tap room with a kitchen and a pantry, and a beer cellar in the bottom. This used to be an inn with a mansion above. On the second floor, we have the common room. We have a bedroom belonging to Bellinor and a corridor, which has been filled with artwork. And a den, which appeared to have more sort of common worksman's benches and such. We also had a spare room, which could potentially be renovated into a bathroom. The next floor up, we had a bedroom for a dwarf with a dwarven bathroom, and a bedroom for a gnome with... you had a solarium, right, Moon? Is that correct? Maybe, yes, sure. There was also a library and a study, and on the top floor, Theodore had an attic with... a bedroom and a workshop. Cool. That's the recap on the tap room. So, it's approximately 11 o'clock in the morning. Work is going on in the tap room.
What was the ghost's name again?
Lif. L-I-F.
Right, okay.
You're all sort of just waking up in your own rooms. It was a long night last night. It didn't finish till 4 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. I come to each of you. What are we doing? What's going on in today?
I will bring my new piece of art into the attic and knock on the door. Good morning, Theodore.
I don't know who you're saying morning to. I haven't opened the door.
I know, I'm saying
He's
it's
calling it through, I think.
I will walk over to the door and I will open it ever so slightly. And you'll just see like my eye within the crack. Hello.
Well, I figured as a gesture of kindness for you assisting us, I have a present for you, something I made last night.
Okay. What is it?
It's a painting.
Can I see it?
Yeah. I'll show him the painting that I made of him and his newly docked wife.
Can you describe what it looks like?
It is you dappered up for your wedding day with your wife across from you. It's like the ceremony of your wedding.
Yeah, I was expecting a bit more, but that's fine.
Is she
Okay,
wearing a
fine.
dress?
Ow!
That's what I want to know.
Huh?
Is she wearing a dress? Is Sarah wearing a dress?
Yes, I did have Sarah wearing a dress.
Good,
As
good.
specifically stated in the message I sent to Josh, there is a dress on his wife.
Good.
Theodore will like take it and like bring it in just through the little crack of the door. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm headed down to get something to eat before we sit out for the day. If you'd like to join me after you're ready, and I'll head down.
Yeah, sure. I will. I'll meet you down there. Goodbye, and then I'll close the door.
Kai and Thornham. Is she waking up? What's the plan? What are you doing?
What would I be doing here?
I would definitely still be cleaning up my room.
Okay.
Okay, I have an idea of what I would do for my morning. Scrape myself together, sort of throw some clothes on haphazardly, and stumble downstairs looking for something to drink. Why not?
Okay. So as you stumble down into the common room, the tap room, you notice a few things straight away. First of all, there is do we have a race? Do we have a race? Yes. We have a golden dragonborn standing in the entranceway.
What the?
He's looking a little put out, a little annoyed. And pelting him with various small pellets of liquid is Lif, the poltergeist. However, the Dragonborn has his hand up, and you see that these are all hitting a screen just in front of him as he's cast shield. And then you have the three workers who are attempting to set above the bar a sort of... it's a glass holding shelf, you know? And they're attempting to set this. But every now and again, between throws, Lif the Poltergeist is taking the screws out of one side or the other.
God.
So they're just stuck holding it.
Oh, shit.
Like, they're just stuck holding it.
Honestly, I'll just take a minute to just laugh at this, the absurdity of it. I just can't help but laugh at that. That's comical to see. Lif, please, for the love of all that's good, these guys are trying to make this place presentable.
Oh, is that what you're calling it now? I'm really sorry. I've attacked you with the voice of the Dragonborn. Is that what you're calling it now?
Hey!
Putting the
give
place
them a
back
break.
together?
Give them a break. They're trying, okay? I promise you the results will look good in the end.
Well, if
You
you
like
say
it.
so. And with that, he sort
I
of
hope.
opens his hand, and you just see like a pile of screws fall onto the desk. And the worker is just like,
Oh my god.
and at this, the Dragonborn sort of looks up on you. Excuse me, are you in charge here? Well, somebody's got to be, right?
In charge, but next best thing to it, I'd say.
That was exciting.
What's wrong? What's the matter?
Oh, I arrived here a couple of hours ago offering my assistance. I heard that the place had new owners, and I came to help, and since then I've been spoken to gruffly by people who can't string three words together in a sentence. And he gestures towards the worksman, who obviously didn't want to sort of say much of anything. I've been pelted with small paintballs by this ridiculous poltergeist, and nobody has come to say hello. I thought I was going to offer my help anyway. Well, be that as
Well, I
it
can
may.
only apologise for Lif. He's definitely quite the character, I think we'll say, yeah.
Yes, well, some of us knew of him of old. And if you'd seen what had been done to this place since he was the bartender here, you'd understand his troubles. This has been used as a hideout for criminals, thieves, and scum. And he sort of repeats, criminals, thieves, and scum, as he looks around at the workmen. A tarnish on Trollskull Alley it is. Anyway, I guess you don't know who I am. And I do not know who you are. You are one of the new owners, are you?
Aye, the name's Thornham.
Thornham. Well, my name is Rishal. I'm a member of the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors. And I
Oh.
also manage the shop down the road, the Bookworm's Treasure.
Bookworm's treasure, huh?
You may give me a history... no, I don't think a history check. Just a straight intelligence check if you wish to discern whether you noticed the shop on your way down.
That's a nat 1. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I definitely didn't see it.
At this particular moment, as you didn't see it, Kai does enter the room. Kai, you enter the room to hear... having cleaned up upstairs, you enter the room to hear the end of the sentence, I manage the shop down the road, the Bookworm's Treasure. Belenor, you come down just after this, getting ready for breakfast. Having missed that sentence, but you see this Dragonborn. And you see what appears to be 2 workmen putting up the shelf, and a poltergeist sort of maybe propping up the middle, you're not sure. Though he's also flipping the bird to the Dragonborn in the window. In the door. So he's doing a bit of both. So as you all arrive down here, the only person not downstairs is Theodore right now.
Lovely.
At this point, Rishal sort of looks at Kai and at Belenor and... Oh, more of you. Would you be the other owners?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, as I was telling your friend here, Thornham, my name is Rishal. I manage the shop down the road, the Bookworm's Treasure. It is mostly a bookstore, though we have some magical items, mostly scrolls. Though I thought this might help you in your endeavours if you are planning on renovating this place seriously. And with that, he holds up what looks like a sort of ancient yew wand.
Grab it, I guess.
This wand, with a simple command word, summons an unseen servant who might do some bidding for you and assist with some of the work. I think
This seems like a lovely item for Theodore.
I believe the owner of the wand originally called the unseen servant Patricia, but they'll probably respond to anything. The command word, however, is Patricia.
Something tells me his wife won't be a friend of him having a new servant.
Well, his wife, Theodore.
Yes, our newest friend who's staying with us has a wife.
Replacement for that scalawag of a ranger that ran off.
Yeah,
You heard?
I put it that way exactly, actually.
Indeed, the detective agency next door to me had multiple inquiries from the Drow asking after Blake.
Well, he's not with us, nor would we want him with us.
Well, I imagine you won't
can't
see
say.
much of the Drow, but you might see Vincent. Vincent Trench runs the Tiger's Eye detective agency next door to me. Just down the road. You should really visit the local establishments. You know, it's traditional when one moves in to make acquaintance with one's neighbours. No? And
Yeah,
he sort of...
Oh, yes, of course. It's only been a day, though.
Well, yes,
I
and most of the morning.
True.
We slept in. We worked hard last night.
Oh. Well, be that as it may, I've delivered what I came to deliver. I hope you find it of use, and should you need any knowledge of the history of this place, or perhaps some magical assistance in terms of books and scrolls, by all means pop down and see me. As I said, Bookworm's Treasure, you'll notice us with the sign of the gold dragon.
Fitting symbol, I seem.
At this moment, I'd like to flick over to Theodore. Theodore, what are you doing right now?
So I've just shut the door to Belenor, and I walk over and I put the painting leaning against the wall, on the ground, but so I can see it. And I'm gonna walk over to Sarah, where she's slightly levitating over a metal ring. I'm gonna take out some tools and start tinkering away. and then like her eye like shutters open.
Sorry, are you trying to achieve anything specific with the tinkering?
No.
Okay.
And then like her eye like shutters open, and we're both just looking at it. And then like as I'm like putting in screws, like he didn't really capture your jawbones or your blushing cheeks that day, or the twinkle in your eye. I don't know. And then I'll walk over and I'll like pick it up and kind of like, no, you're also not that shade of gold. It's like he doesn't know us at all. And then I'll turn it so it faces the wall. And then
Can we just make sure that you're aware, though, that Bellinor is an incredibly talented artist, right?
That's
So
fine.
it will be a fairly, at least in his eyes, accurate depiction, but maybe not to Theodore's. I'm just qualifying that it's not to... Yeah, just in general.
I'm
that
not
it should
saying
be
it's
quite...
bad.
No, okay, right, cool. I'm just making sure that you're aware.
Delusional.
No, but I'm just making sure that you're aware that it's,
Oh,
it's
I'm
fairly
more
good painting.
pointing out that, like, you know.
It's not
Art is
personally correct.
subjective?
Of course, yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just double checking. Cool.
And then I will open the door for Sarah to walk out first, and we will make our way downstairs.
As you make your way in, a golden dragonborn is just making his goodbyes to the group. And for a little while, one of the workers turns to Thornham and, boss, we've got a couple of the guys downstairs making breakfast. Well, it's second breakfast for us. Did you want some?
Alright, that'd be wonderful. That'd be much appreciated.
Can't say that it's our normal shtick, but, well, someone had to make some sense of that kitchen, right?
Aye.
One of our lads, he does have a name. They bloody well name them all. Roland. One of our lads, Roland. Real wizard in the kitchen, and I don't mean in the magical sense. Produces food out of, well, scraps and bits. Did I hear that, that Dragonborn mention Vincent?
Yeah, he did.
Aye. You want to, keep your eyes out where Vincent Trench is concerned, yeah?
Shady one, you say?
Not so much. Vincent can find you any secret in Waterdeep. But he can also sell any secret in Waterdeep. Keep your thoughts to yourself when he pops around. They say you can read them, you know.
Keep that in mind.
It's mildly concerning.
Well, he's a hella good detective, but he's loyal only to himself. They say that, he doesn't go...
Point, apparently.
Nobody ever sees him outside his shop. Weird, that, if you ask me.
Weird indeed.
Though, the Dragon Board did have one thing right. Local establishments should probably make your acquaintance at some point. I'll give you a tour if you like.
That would be excellent.
Well, after breakfast, right? Most important meal
Yeah.
of the day, my father told me. Just in case you've forgotten, his name's Wendell. I don't think you ever were given it, but I'd feel like he
it,
probably would have told you at this point.
Right, okay.
Did your father say it was first breakfast or second breakfast that's most important?
Well, you know, he said breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so I thought I'd celebrate it twice, every day, for the last 20 years.
Haha. Interesting.
Look, I like my food,
It's a
I
good
like
way
my
to be.
ale, and I like my parties.
Best way to be.
Speaking of
Whatever
which,
makes you happy.
we thought we might get a bard in here in a couple of, tomorrow night. The lads and I will be leaving the following day, and we thought maybe, you know, a bit of a sense of atmosphere and whatever. A bit of music, you know. And then he sort of looks over at Bellinor, who appears to have a very blood-stained lute in the picture. Does Bellinor do music? He doesn't, right?
He does. He does also.
Oh, he does do
music,
music,
yes.
right? Okay, that's what I was checking. Unless, of course, you wanted to do it yourself. But there's a lass we all know. She's lovely. She knows everything about everything, and well, let's just say that she usually brings a few friends along, you know. And he sort of raises an eyebrow, and she plays the lute really well as well. That is important, honest. Well, anyway, I thought we might make a bit of a shindig of it, you know.
Well, I wouldn't be offended for a beautiful lass to come here. Possibly even play with her.
Also, why make you work on our celebration day, Bellinor?
Oh, I mean, I'll celebrate.
Well, I'll let the guys know. They'll be happy. Anyway, oh, look, here comes breakfast. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Probably Bellinor is the most accustomed to good food.
That is a 12.
You see a few sort of fairly normal breakfast items, you know. There's appears to be a huge ring of sausage. A few bits of a ham, a couple of like ham joints. Dozens of eggs. But your eyes do pick out a couple of strange accompaniments. You notice some caviar. You notice a couple of fresh oysters still in their shells. And some scallops. And as you look at this, you think, the hell has he got all of this?
Fine dining indeed, I guess.
And then coming out the kitchen following him is a slight-looking elf. Who sort of looks up at you and... Oh, hi there. Roland. I'm Roland. I hope you enjoy the breakfast. Sorry you missed the first breakfast. The pheasant was great. How do you do?
Pheasant.
My God, how do you come about these ingredients?
Really do get some impressive stuff here.
Chef
huh?
doesn't tell his secrets, you know?
Ah, fair enough, fair enough.
But, well, the others are moving on in a couple of days, as you know, but, well, I couldn't help but wonder. This is obviously a fine establishment you have here. I've been going about with the boys for a long time, doing a lot of work, you know, but, the physical stuff, it's not really my shtick. I like me the cooking. I will say that he literally looks like the skulkiest thief you have ever seen. He's got sort of like twitchy little pointy ears. His hair is sort of dragged to one side and is slightly greasy. He's wearing a black cloak that appears to have quite a long hood draped down the back. He's got fingerless gloves on. Sort of black boots that have no shine left in them. And at his hip is a large pouch of something.
As the oysters come out, Sarah makes like a little beeping sound, and Theodore like starts giggling a bit, and then he like whispers over, "I know the oysters remind me of our wedding night too."
I knew that was coming. Maybe we go about getting you a change of clothes if you would like to work here, but I don't see
I
any
have
issues with that.
various outfits. You would like to see a change?
Yeah, but what you're wearing does seem to look a little bit more on the shady side.
Oh, well, you know, yeah, well, I can change how... give me a second. Look, magic trick. Watch. And with that, he pulls his hand out of the pouch on his hip, and he sort of sprinkles it above him. And you notice as he turns, his garment changes. And he's wearing a fine nobleman's outfit. Is that more what you were looking for, or perhaps... And he does it again, and he swooshes, and he looks like a chef in chef's whites and overalls.
I mean, I think both of those are better alternatives than the first.
Oh. Yeah, well, the first was to... Well, yeah. I hadn't thought about it. Give me
Nonsense, Bellinor. Surely it doesn't matter what he wears as long as the food is good.
Yes, but if he shows up amongst the comes out from the kitchen and people see that our chef looks like, you know, a thief, it might not be okay
thief?
with that.
Never.
And
At
what
this
does
point,
it look
sorry,
like, Bellinor?
Thornham, give me a perception check, and then you two can carry on.
Sure, I can give it a try. Yeah, that's only a 5.
Okay, cool. With this, he sort of holds up a couple of gold coins. Thornum, you may remove them from your inventory. And, I'm no thief. I just, I like a good bit of pay. And then he pockets the 2 gold coins that he's taken out of Thornum's purse while he wasn't watching.
Wow. Okay.
The player can take them out his inventory, but obviously Thornum's completely unaware at this moment in time.
Yeah.
You were saying, Theodore?
No, I was just saying out of character, like, wow, what a way to lose.
No,
two gold
I
coins.
know. I said, I said you were saying Theodore.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Theodore.
My bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to him and like sling one arm around his like neck.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can I? How tall is he?
The chef?
Yeah.
Roland's about 4.5 foot, 5 foot tall.
I don't know how tall I am.
About 2.5. So you could probably sling your arm around his hip.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. And I'll look up at him, and I'll look back at Bellinor. Sure, he isn't much to look at, and I'll gently tap him on his belly. But as long as the food's good, does it matter what kind of clothes he wears?
I guess not, but I'd also assume you missed the conversation we had with the Dragonborn who was in here, who looked at them and called them thieves and
Criminal and scum, actually, were
criminals
his
and
words.
scum. Yes.
Do you care much for other people's opinions?
At this point, one of the workers, who you haven't spoken to yet, will sort of look over and perhaps you misunderstand the crimes that we are being held accountable for. I will admit that Roland is a little light-fingered. But, well, a group have got to eat, right? No, the work that we are in so much trouble for, and why we need to lay low, is we've been working against the Lords of Waterdeep to see fairness and equality within the town.
The
Bold,
Robin Hood.
noble, and risky goals.
Yeah,
If only you guys didn't have a noble of Waterdeep. This is perfect.
No. You're not a lord. You're a noble, but you're not a lord. The Lords of Waterdeep run the city. There's 12 of them.
So you're freedom fighters. Would you turn these brave men away, Bellinor?
I don't
Just
recall
because
saying
they
I wanted
may
them
or may not
away.
have fingerless gloves.
I don't recall ever saying that I wanted them to leave. I just recall saying that the look of them is that of drawing attention to the fact that they look like thieves and criminals.
I'd like to point out that I've eaten about half the breakfast at this point.
I'd love to
Just
help myself to some of
quietly
that.
scarfing down the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to help myself to some of that before, Thornham demolishes the entirety of their second breakfast.
Just going to town at it. No
Hopefully
idea what
he left
anything
some
is.
scallops
Half the
for
shit
me.
there. I have no idea what half the food is there. I'm just eating.
It's good.
He
Fair
left some
enough.
You know
scallops.
that much.
I'm gonna I'm gonna sit down at the table and start eating, but I'm gonna take out a little item that looks like a book, and then every so often you hear this sound come out of it that says, "Don't judge me by my cover." I'm gonna slide it over to where Bellinor is.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm glad you're both paying attention.
I am. I'm just gonna look at it and just go, okay.
Okay.
I made this man some beautiful art and he doesn't appreciate it. It's all good.
Do you know that he doesn't appreciate
About
it?
your art. I think that was a mumble of yes, I am in the wrong.
No, I still don't think I'm in the wrong, but it is what it is.
I never said I didn't appreciate your art, and this is also not about the art.
I just, I stand by the fact that at the end of the day, we don't want more eyes being drawn to us, and having people that look like criminals with us draws more eyes to us, especially when we're housing criminals.
Oh, do
So
you
you're
have
essentially
eyes
worried
on?
about optics.
All I care about is the fact that if people were to look and see that there were 5 or 6 people that look like criminals living with us.
Well, if you want to find more about our criminal activities, and trust me, we can look pretty polished if we need to, so don't worry about that. Have a word with Yagra down at the Yawning Portal. She'll let you know a little bit. I know that that's a double name, but
Is she blind?
No, I named my Yagra before I knew of this Yagra. No, you've met Yagra before. Yagra Stonefist is the dwarf that threw somebody bodily out of the tavern in your first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she gets a lot of our work, and if you're interested, have a word with her. But anyway.
Sounds like a shout.
With this, Wendell sort of looks over at you and, well, if we're finished eating, did you want that tour?
Or
The tour of the shops,
the
yeah?
tour of the city.
No, they're just the
Yeah.
streets you're in.
Shops.
Just the streets you're in. So it's not going to take long, but he'll sort of, I'll take you along. So there's not much, but as I said, it's worth getting to know your neighbours, at least so I think. And
Agreed.
with that, he'll sort of
Agreed.
gesture
Fine.
towards the door. Yeah?
yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Marvellous.
Yeah.
I was just checking sure that there's nobody who's staying behind. Right. So, as you come out of Trollskull Manor, which is on the corner of the street, right? Directly opposite, you see a small wooden sign above this shop's main door. The sign is bare, except for a large bent nail that sticks out of it. And with this, Wendell sort of gestures to it, and that's old Tally's place, the bent nail. He's a carpenter and a wood carver. He's damn good at his work, though. A little overpriced, if you ask me. Bit of a do-gooder, though. If you want to... Well, I don't know how much shady business you're going to let pass in the tavern of yours, but you want to keep an eye on him if that's your stick. However, if you're looking for somebody to keep people on the right side of the grey morals, then, well, Tally's your man. He's a good guy. Nobody else can pronounce his first name, so... everybody just calls him Tally, though he's one of the Fell branches.
Can you pronounce his first name?
No. I don't know, it's, you'll have to
Did you
ask
write
him.
it down?
I'm not too good with the writing thing. But, as I said, when you meet him, he'll introduce himself by name, I'm sure. But everybody else calls him Tally. Did you want to go in and meet Tally? The shop does appear to be open, or do you want to carry on down the street? As you...
Let's go meet them.
yeah, why not?
Sure.
So, unlike a lot of shops, there's no display window for this shop, right? You've got the big bent nail out the side at the top, and then the front of the building seems to be mostly brickwork, with a sort of fairly wide door. And Wendell opens the door for you and gestures inwards, and as you see inside is a half-elf carpenter. He's currently holding some sort of tool that appears hooked in nature. And he looks up at you and, oh, good day. How might I help you?
Morning.
Morning.
We just moved in over the way.
Oh, you must be the owners of the Trollskull Manor now. Well, it's about
Ah,
time we
that's
got
us.
some sensible people in control of that. Are you, you looking to build the place back up? Maybe reopen the tavern?
That might be a plan, yeah.
Goodness me, could we use a place for good ale and good companionship here. I'm Talis Olnavar, Fellbranch. I'm the carpenter here. I look forward to being neighbours with you. Who might you be? I will type it for you.
Sorry, that was
Talis Solvanar.
Talisolvana.
Salvana. Okay.
Talisolvana.
Like you said, nobody can pronounce that shit.
Yeah,
Call
I'm
him
not
Tally.
surprised no one can say him. Yeah.
Anyway, he says, who might you be?
Name's Thornham.
Thornham. And you?
Bellinor.
What about you? He looks sort of downwards towards Kai. Oh, quiet one, are you? And you?
Hello, Telesolvenar. My name's Theodore, and this is my beautiful. I know what you're thinking. She is taken. My wife, Sarah.
What a wonderful piece of craftsmanship. Such
Yes.
lifelike
She has
visage.
she's a full-bodied woman, if you know what I mean.
Oh. I'm not sure I do. But,
Curves in all the right places.
indeed.
And then you just see like Sarah like blink slowly, and Theodore like gently.
Can she
shows her,
blink?
like,
Hasn't she only got one
Oh,
eye?
yeah.
So
I'm
she's
getting there.
winking, right?
Yeah, great. Thank you for that.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. You said blink, and I took up on that. Right, so he sort of looks at
So
her.
you're
And,
telling me that you think Cyclopses can only ever wink at people?
well, yeah, exactly. I've only got
Oh,
one
fuck
eye.
What is this fucking conversation turned into?
As you look around, you see that the wall behind the counter is lined with rows of finely carved sort of walking canes and quarterstaffs. Up on the left, you see sort of bucklers and shields made of wood. Some have some stone embossed on them, but the majority of them are just wooden. And then bows and crossbows. On the other side, however, you see ornate wooden furniture with carvings all over them. And these are real masterpieces of creation. For example, you see a bar stool. It appears to have a snake crawling up one leg, and sort of reaching its head out, which is then propping up the back of the seat, which is another serpent that flows down, and you see its face and its tail. Beautifully carved. Over in the corner is a wooden table, where the dryads that are carved upon it seem to be engaged in some really quite, well, eyebrow-raising activities. Even Bellinor would blush at what they're doing. And he sort of nods at you and smiles as he sees Bellinor's eye being caught. And, well, I see you have not met the dryads themselves. Goodness me. You don't want to go through their woods in the, I think they call it mating season. Well, anyway, and he sort of rolls his eyes, and I look forward to our good neighbouring. Perhaps I'll bring something over for the tavern. If you're building it back up. You're building it back up?
Currently, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Uncertain what we're gonna do with it yet exactly, but we're gonna do something with it for sure.
Aye, well, back when Liff owned it, before his unfortunate shortening of his life, it was a good place for a drink. I remember it about, I don't know, must have been about 60 years ago now. It was a good place. Well, perhaps I'll pop round with my wife at some point. Cirilla will be glad to see you.
Alright, sounds good. Sounds good.
Sorry, is this a store, right? What does
Yeah.
he sell?
Oh my god.
Behind the counter is lined with rows of finely carved wooden canes and quarterstaffs. On the left wall are bucklers and shields, bows and crossbows, and on the right is ornate wooden furniture.
Sorry, I was listening. I'm sorry, I was listening. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got that. Sorry.
Oh.
Did you hear the part about the sexy dryhead table?
Yes. I did.
Did you hear about the snake barstool?
The crossbows and the
Bows
the short
and
bows,
shields.
yeah, there's shields, some with stone, but not all.
Yes.
He looks at you and, well, unless you've wanted to buy anything.
Unfortunately, my coin purse is a little on the lighter side today, so
No, not a
It's
problem.
mine.
I'm just glad to meet some good neighbours. I look forward to seeing you. I'll pop over with Cirilla, as I said.
It's that table. If I were to move that into my room, how much would
The dryad table? Ooh.
yeah.
that won't come cheap.
I'm sure not.
I do have some prices, but they're not for those sorts of pieces. Bear with me a second. I'll have a little look. Where's my DMG? There we go. That is, I've never been so stuck for a price. Gold pieces? Some? I don't know.
Some.
Some gold. I don't know. I'm waiting for something to load. Sorry, that's why I'm sort of.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I sort of wasn't ready for this question at all.
No, you really weren't. You presented something and didn't expect the players to go, "Oh, we want it."
Oh, here we go. No. The problem is I knew there would be a price somewhere. 35 gold pieces.
Fantastic. Yes.
Less than a potion of healing.
Yeah. Well, when I come about the funding for that, I will put my name on reservation for that table.
Oh, I will do. That was Bellinor, right?
Yes.
Excellent. 2 L's?
Yes, with 1 L actually. Sorry. Two in the last.
I just thought I'd test you on how well you knew your own name spelling.
Turn in luck.
I know. Right, well, I hope you have a great day. This was meant to be a short part of the campaign, but we can flesh it out. As you come out, Wendell sort of looks at you and, cool, took your time in there. The old Tally could talk, but a table?
Yes, there was a beautiful table in there.
I don't think I've ever known a table to be beautiful, but, well, if that's your thing. Anyway, well, as you can see from the next shop, and at this you see smoke and steam billowing from loads of windows and doors of this next store. But it's a large store. It's got sort of metal plating and wood and stonework. And just there's windows and doors everywhere, and there's smoke coming out of everywhere. And you hear this sort of noise going on, as if like a pumping and a billowing.
This is my place.
And the ringing out of hammers and nails and such. And Wendell sort of points to a girl, to a woman who's outside. Do we have a race on you? Oh, I'm sorry. There are 2 men here. They are a Genasi couple. 2 Earth Genasis. Flame Genasi. One Fire Genasi and 1 Water Genasi. There you go. Oh, here we are. Embrick and Avi. He sort of gestures towards the first of the Genasi, the Fire Genasi, and who's outside. And he says, "Oh, this is Embrick. Embrick, what ho?" And this Fire Genasi turns around and, "No. Well, who might you be?" He's looking at you guys. He knows who Wendell is.
Yeah. Let someone else go first this time.
You go ahead, Kai. You're quite quiet again, but I'll turn you up again.
I can't do anything about that.
No, it's alright. I'm just
Yeah, just
adjusting.
turn you up.
Yeah, go on.
We're the new neighbors in town.
Over at
We have a
Troll
manor
Skull
down the
Manor.
streets.
Ah,
Yeah.
well. And what sort of neighbours am I expecting? You a rowdy sort?
I think everything under the sun.
Only when the time suits.
We're all quite unique in our own ways.
Be that as it may. I've outfitted guards and adventurers down this street for many, many years. If you need weapons, you need armor, it's the place. Wendell turns to you, and Embrick here belongs to the most careful order of skilled smiths and metal forgers. Is Avi about? Aye, husband's out the back. Go and say hello. And with that, he gestures you to go in. As you sort of head through the door, you notice hanging all over the walls are swords and axes and maces and warhammers, but also locks and armors and tools and hammers and picks and saws and all sorts. Pretty much anything metal that you can think of that might be of use is sitting around here. And standing out the back is a water genasi. No, there's wooden javelins, I'm afraid. Who looks over and, "Oh, well, hello there! Do come on in! Who's this we've got? Are you customers?"
Eventually I'll be a customer for sure.
No. And what
No,
about...
we're the neighbours that just moved in over the way. Name's Thornham.
Goodness me. And who's this fantastic piece of metalwork there? And he's looking directly at Sarah.
Isn't she a beauty? This is Sarah. She is my wife. We're on a we're on a honeymoon actually, and these very kind fellows have offered us a room in their Bordeaux. That's a house, right?
Not really, it's a wine, but sure, go ahead.
Well, anyway. No, yeah, because a boudoir is the bedroom.
That is a bedroom, yes.
There we
I'll give you
go.
that. Anyway,
Yeah, let's give it.
don't worry, I don't think the word Bordeaux is going to be the bit that he picks up on. He sort of looks at you and...
Offered.
Honeymoon, you say? Fabulous, wonderful. That's great. You must be a wonderful worksman. Why don't you take a look at some of the stuff on the walls? And then he turns around immediately to Thornham. Is he... Well, anyway, that's different, isn't it? Well, be that as it may, the new neighbours, are you?
That's us.
Oh, fantastic. I'm Avi. Worshipper of Eldath and, an armour smith. Me and my husband here do some of the simple stuff, you know? And some of the more complicated stuff, too. I don't suppose any interest in any wares, or are you just popping by to say hello, you know? Chew the cud together.
I believe just to chew to cut together at the moment. Our funds are all spent on the home.
Oh, fabulous, wonderful. Bet that's beautiful, moving into a new place. Love a bit of home warming, housewarming. I bake a mean cake. I have to bring a cake over later. That sounds great, don't you think? Are you bringing up the tavern again?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Yes, as a matter of fact, we are attempting to build that tavern back up.
Oh, marvelous, fabulous, wonderful. I'll have to bring round a housewarming gift. Do bake a great cake. Bake a great cake. Oh, honestly, you never know about it, honest.
Cakes must be so nice that you have to say it twice.
Oh, yeah, every time everything's nice, you've got to say twice. Well, anyway, it's most fabulous to meet you. I don't think I got your names. I'm Avi, as they say.
Oh, I think that's... I'm Bellinor.
Oh, very well. 1L?
Kai.
Kai, pleasure to make your acquaintance. What about you? Thornham, are you with us?
Oh yeah. I introduced myself, but yeah, I'll introduce myself again as Thornham.
Don't worry, he'll probably ask you for your name in a second.
Okay,
And he sort of looks at you and, oh, wonderful. Dwarves are great craftsmanship. Of course, no patch on the genasi, but, well, you know, you can't always have magic and craftsmanship skills. But nevertheless...
Oh, so that's how you do it, huh? You got the magic going with it and all, yeah.
Trust me, I've got the magic in me. You'd love to see some of it, I bet. But unfortunately, it's not the day today. I've already done my work for this morning, out of spells for the day. Tired, you know, got to have myself a cup of tea, catch up on local gossip. Maybe I might feel a bit better tomorrow. Anyway, we'll have to pop round with that cake. You didn't want any wares? Anything I can interest you in?
Unfortunately, not today. Coin purse.
Fabulous, marvellous. I'll pop round in the evening. We'll bring round
drained.
that cake. That fabulous, brilliant cake that we were talking about. And such a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I suppose, and then he sort of goes to sort of nod, handshake, not really sure, and in the end settles for sort of a patting near Sarah's head, but not on, just near. And sort of, and you, lass. I hope you have a lovely honeymoon.
Theodore just kind of looks at him extremely confused. What are you doing?
And then he sort of just retreats a little bit. And I just, you know, I hope you have a wonderful honeymoon and a fabulous honeymoon. We'll have to give you a belated wedding gift or something. Yeah.
How tall is he?
6'2".
Okay, then I'll just walk up to him and pie him on his belly and say, "Good luck selling things today."
Thanks. Thank you so much. We've done some business this morning, but hopefully we've got a few pieces to sell this afternoon. We've got plenty of weapons going spare, you know. We've got it's quite exciting. We got quite a big commission not that long ago from the Order of the Gauntlet. A whole bunch of axes and swords. Really great for business. They only wanted sort of really basic stuff, you know, nothing fancy or special, which is more my sort of shtick. But, you know, just all worksman stuff. And
Sorry,
well,
do you hear that? Oh, yeah, sorry, I have to go.
oh, that's absolutely fine, darling. I hope you have a wonderful day. And then she sort of just, he just turns to Thornham. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah. So basic stuff, you say, yeah?
Yeah, you know,
Basic stuff for your
just
order?
typical workman stuff. I mean, it's workable stuff, but, well, I personally would really want a gun that A gun? Yeah, he'd love a gun.
Yeah.
I'd really like a sword that's got a bit more, personality. I wouldn't want just.
I like
I
your gun
agreed on
more.
that one, but I'm a little out of practice, but I used to do a little bit of tending the forge and doing the smithing back in Mirabar. If you
I'm-
need an extra pair of hands, could offer the services.
I think our methods might be a little undwarfish, but I appreciate your offer. Maybe you could carry the wares sometimes for a bit of coin.
It'd be interesting to see how you work then.
Well, I'm sure you would be. But, well, trade secrets, we do some marvellous, fabulous work here. Wouldn't want to give everything
That's
away,
fair.
Well, anyway, I
We're
hope
gonna
you
be
have
running
a...
a tavern. We're not going to be in competition with you. Don't you worry on that one.
Oh, indeed, and I wouldn't worry anyway, darling. Well, I'm sure that you've got plenty to be getting on with. Very busy day, I'm sure. It's been such a pleasure to meet you. We'll bring that cake round. Have a wonderful day. And at this, he sort of starts to, usher you out the door. Cool.
Where would you do that?
As you get outside, Wendell sort of looks at you and, Avi's quite the character. Well, perhaps the next visit will be a bit
Yeah.
simpler. Not a fan, Kai?
Hard to get a read on that individual.
Very talkative.
Strange.
Different.
Avi's a little all over the place, but the craft work they do there is pretty good.
Oh, I saw. It's just. Do they know when to shut up?
No. However, our next guest, next visit might be a little more up your street, Kai. And with that, he gestures over towards a building a little far to the right. You've got a 2-story townhouse, on top of which is a huge glass greenhouse. Its translucent glass walls allow anyone on the street to see the rainbow of flowers blossoming within. And the door is sort of a really wide 2-door entrance to the front. Why don't I introduce you to Fala?
Yes, please.
And with that, he sort of knocks twice upon the door and then immediately opens it. And a wood elf with long, braided, dark chestnut hair sort of wanders over. Hi. Hey. I'm Fala Lefelier. Who might you be?
I am Kai Morngrove.
Oh, wonderful. Are you looking to purchase any wares?
I just was enamored by your display of flowers.
Oh, well, I can't say I don't cheat a little. And with that, and they wave their hand, and a little bit of a sort of blossom comes out of their hand.
Ooh.
Definitely cheat a little, but it gets the customers in, and a lot of useful plants up there though. I am a registered member of the Guild of Apothecaries and Physicians. Should you need any potions or any ingredients for your potions, or any equipment for your potions, be that as it may, Father will be glad to assist.
I really just want to go look at all your flowers.
Oh, well, I tell you what. Your friends will have to stay down here, though. Is that all right? And they
I'm not
sort of
sure
look
they're
at
too
Thornham
interested.
and Bellinor, and is that all right?
I mean,
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine by me.
And with that, they sort of gesture, and what you thought was sort of the branch of a tree steps out a wooden figure, sort of with branches for appendages, and a sort of ancient, sort of bearded face, and it leans on the counter. It doesn't speak, but it appears to be watching you all quite closely. And Fala gestures towards the staircase, which is a spiraled wooden staircase. And, well, come on up. Kai, you said, right?
Yes.
Very well. Okay. Don't mind the decor on the next room. I've got a friend, a bit of a shady type, but saved my life. I owe them a debt. Letting them stay every now and again. Anyway, enough of Zirash.
I would pay it no mind.
As you go through the second floor, you notice these strange, almost cultist-like dark black pieces of artwork, sort of ravens all over the place, unusual feathers, what appears to be a pentagram, a dark black necklace. It's like you've walked into like a metalhead hippie's bedroom. And he just, Fowler just leads you straight on through, up to the top floor where you come into this beautiful greenhouse. There are flowers absolutely everywhere within here. And at the very center is a sort of large, marble and limestone ewer, that appears to have water flowing out of it constantly into the earth around. You see sort of funnels leading down troughs on either side, allowing all the flowers to maintain water. And Father sort of gestures around and, well, what do you think?
Oh, this is magnificent. It is everything I was hoping it would be, and more. Just, where did you get all these from?
Well, and with that, I'm not going to describe because A, I don't know, and B, the detail is going to be boring for everybody. But Fowler will lead you around to every single individual plant and flower, sort of tell you where they come from, their nature, their history, their background, what they're used for, how Fowler uses them in potions, which potions Fowler makes out of various different plants, how the watering system works, irrigation, everything. If Kai's attentive, it'll be sort of 10 or 15 minutes before Bellinor, Theodore, and Thornham sort of turn to Wendell. And Wendell turns back, and I think they might be up there a while. Shall we... onwards?
I would say so. I wanted to say hello to a fellow wood elf, but I think that time might have passed.
Well, Fowler's a lovely sort, and I'm sure they'll pop round at some point, now that they know you're in the area. A little touchy on the whole elf... I don't know if it's an elf thing, but a little touchy on the whole he-she thing. Just use her name, or their name. Good.
Okay.
Well, glad we got that established. And with that, we'll lead you on to a building that is completely unremarkable from the outside. Looks sort of like a fairly standard two-story townhouse. The only thing that distinguishes it from anywhere else is a orange and black sign that is sort of quite small, only a couple of feet in length, with two cat-sized gems, large, set into the front that appear to be swiveling at all times, randomly.
Interesting.
The door seems to have quite a large sort of chain that is through the door and its and what it's, well, I don't know what you call it. Its setting, its frame. That's the word I'm looking for. And there seems to be a slot across the middle. Whoever owns this place seems quite private. And Wendell gestures to the building, and this is the Tiger's Eye. Suppose we should make ourselves known. And with that, he rings a tiny little silver bell that's just outside. The door sort of the panel slides open, and you're met by two sort of deep blue eyes. Look out over you all, and can I help you?
Well, we are your new neighbors. We just moved into the mansion
Ah.
up the road.
One moment, please. And the door... And then you hear a sort of... Theodore, give me a perception. You've told me you haven't got any rolls, right?
Yeah, we yeah.
We've forgotten to do the ability scores. For now, just roll me a d20 for your perception check.
The first time I'm using these dice.
I'll give you a +2 on it for now, assuming that you've got 11 wisdom, 12 wisdom, 14 wisdom, whatever number
I
makes
did
that.
roll 4 and put them.
Oh, okay. Anyway, go on.
If you want,
Go ahead and just give me a roll on a d20.
but I don't know about rolling that. That was loud. That is was it +2?
Just give me the number on the dice.
Oh, 15.
15? Yeah. Okay. That's nice and high. So you hear that not only are there 3 or 4 locks and a chain, but you hear a very mechanical as it sort of slides across. And you recognize this to be some sort of mechanical device used for keeping the door in its slot. The security here is hot. Eventually, however, the door opens, and as you see inside, you see a sumptuous apartment. There is a huge chaise longue. You could seat 6 people on it easily, in deep red leather, all the way along one wall. Sitting across from that is a fine mahogany desk with some unusual golden and silver artifacts across it, and a beautiful, large-backed mahogany office chair. The gentleman, who is wearing a very sharp suit with a small pipe hanging out of his the left-hand side of his mouth, turns to you and, well, please, take a seat. And then with that, he sits behind the desk and... Neighbours, you say?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And he puts a piece of parchment on the table and takes out a quill. Names?
I am Bellinor.
No family name?
Willowwind.
Excellent. And you? Looks to Thornham.
Name's Thornham Deepstone.
Is that a Mirabaran accent I detect?
Aye, that is.
Very well. And you? That must be you, Theodore. Kai's currently in a greenhouse.
My name is Mr. Theodore Edison, and this is Mrs. Sarah Edison.
He looks around as if looking for a 4th person, and then he just sort of dismisses it and writes them all down. Well, as I'm sure you know, I'm Vincent Trench. I'm somewhat of a private detective, I guess. Known for keeping knowledge. What happened to Blake?
He just ran away.
Just?
Yeah. We came out from underneath the town, and he said, "Fuck you guys, I'm leaving."
Does that happen often to you, Bellinor?
Not really. Normally, I'm the one that leaves in the morning.
Oh. Well, interesting. And you've acquired Trollskull Manor, right?
Yes.
Interesting. How came you by this property?
Well, by saving a friend of an important friend, I guess.
Make a wisdom save. Bellinor.
8.
Interesting. You don't notice anything at all. And as he sort of sits there strumming his fingers on the desk for a while, he looks over at Thornham. Why'd you leave Mirabel?
Honestly, Mirabar just... It was too dull, too quiet, nothing really going on.
Left of your own accord, did you?
Aye, that I did.
Interesting.
It's, when you spend all your time in the axe,
Oh, in the axe, were you?
it's just... There's just not enough going on.
So guardsman.
It's dull. I needed something more exciting, more adventurous, you know?
Very well. Looks at Bellinor and a lot of workmen you've got over at Trollskull Manor, no? A lot of work going on, don't you think?
Yeah, we're revamping the tavern.
That can't be a cheap endeavor.
Like I said, we have friends of friends, and
Yeah, a lot of workmen on a short notice. Couldn't help but notice that some of them are not always known for their DIY skills.
But their DIY skills are excellent.
They must be appreciative of a place that keeps their whereabouts quiet, no? Perhaps we'll be seeing each other tomorrow, Bellinor. You're attending the opera, you know.
I will be attending the opera, yes.
Perhaps I'll make myself seen. I'm not always a big fan of the opera, but well, interesting things to find out there, don't you think? A lot of quiet conversations go on in quiet corners.
I guess.
Interesting. Well. How strange. How's Rainier? Rainier is Lord Neverember's son.
Rainier is excellent. We opened up one of the rooms in the home for him, but he is not staying with us at the moment.
No, I can't imagine he would be with the return of Floon.
Yes.
A happy reunion for the couple. Interesting. There's a fourth of your group, is there not? Did they, lost along the way, or are they off in Falconmere, in the South Ward?
I believe they're enamored by flowers at the moment.
Enamored by flowers? Ah,
Yeah, a little
flower.
entangled.
Yeah. At this point, Kai, even Kai is beginning to think that this might be a little too much detail. As not only is Fala regarding you in tales of all these different plants, but is also telling you of the people that they got them from, and
I highly fucking disagree with this, thinking it's too much. I'm enamored and fascinated by it.
well, yeah, that's what I mean.
What are you on about?
Fala has now moved on to talking about the people that gave her the plants, as opposed to the plants themselves. But that's, you know, they will continue to sort of lead you round. At one point, Fala sort of turns to you and, are you an alchemist of sorts?
Not exactly. I dabble in medicine and such, but not of the alchemy sorts.
Is it something that interests you?
Quite possibly, if I get to work with such beautiful and magnificent plants.
I have a couple of starter books downstairs and a starter set of equipment if you like to dip your finger in as such, but, well, I must say I've not met somebody with my passion for flowers for a while. Perhaps we could try some of them, the Harad leaf together, and it makes a beautiful tea. I'll pop a beautiful tea on.
I would love to.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
I also am wondering, do you have any spare seeds from any sort of these plants? I'd really like to bring life to the room I'm staying in. Back at
Well,
the manor.
indeed. Yeah, I can do you some cuttings, and I've got some seeds that developed from spring. I mean, of course, you know, they're ready for the budding, and I've got a few more unusual things. A couple of things that can be grown indoors. I've got a cactus that I've been
Perhaps
meaning
you
to
could-
find a place for, and maybe we could.
Perhaps you could come to the room sometime and we could discuss together.
Oh my, that sounds wonderful. I'll have to bring over some willow leaf tea. I'm just waiting for the willow leaf. It should be ready in a day or two. It's steeping right now. But when it's ready, I'll have to bring it over. We'll have to share a pod and talk shop.
I look forward to it.
Oh, wonderful. Well, anyway, so did I tell you about this lily over here? This lily, I got it in... Oh, I think I was in Eastern Dorada, and strange folk, lizard folk, gave it to me. Most unusual tale. Let me tell you, his wife, she was something. And this tale continues, but obviously my brain is not going to think of any more elements to it. At this point, Vincent sort of turns sharply to Thornham. And you said you left by choice, right?
I did.
But you were a guardsman.
Aye.
The Axe don't take kindly to dwarves leaving with their secrets, no?
Not normally, I don't know.
Not normally, indeed. And you're looking to take guardsman work in Waterdeep?
Guardsman? No. No. Life to guard is dull. I'm interested in more, action than,
That would suit
waiting
your...
for the actions come to me.
That would suit your interaction with Savra. If you remember, Savra Bellabranta is the person who tried to recruit you to the Order of the Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely part of the action, though. You got in the action at the Yawning Portal as well, right?
Word travels quick.
No. No, it doesn't. Word doesn't travel at all. It is past. It is discussed. You have been discussed. The Zentarum hideout. You didn't exactly fail to cause a stir.
Yeah, you can say that one again.
You should be careful who you upset in Waterdeep. The Xanathar and the Zentarum in one sitting is, well, ill-advised. Anyway, I'm sure you came by
Noted.
to do the neighbourly thing. Well, we're acquainted now. Is there anything else you wanted? Any information you wish to purchase? No?
At this time, I think we'll be okay.
Well, do have a good day. With that, he sort of just looks at the door, back at you, and the door again.
Just nod and take and leave.
Very well. Wendell, sort of, as he gets outside, just sort of has a shiver down his back. And guy's got too many questions for his own good. Don't you think?
A lot about us.
It's his business to know a lot about everything.
Well, he sure does keep well informed. That's one thing I can say.
You gave a lot away in there.
Nothing you didn't already know. I'm sure.
Perhaps.
Seemed he had a lot of specifics already. He just wanted confirmation on them.
They say he's a mind reader, you know. As I said earlier. I don't know. Magic's undetectable to me. Anyway, the last store, of course, you'll know. And he gestures over towards a sign of a golden dragon curled around a treasure hoard of books and scrolls. You can see through the windows that the store is decorated with beautiful hardwood. And even from out here, the earthy scent of old books permeates the air. There are 4 stories of the building. And you notice that the place looks very well kept and quite ornate. From inside the window, Rashal sort of waves his hand at you, having met you this morning. Beyond that, is a dead end. Wendell turns to you and, well, sorry we lost your friend along the way, though I'm sure they'll catch up. I think I should probably get back to the tavern, get back to work. Besides, must be almost lunchtime, no? It's about an hour and a half since you last ate.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Interesting. Huh. Oh, okay. Are you coming back to the tavern, or should we take our leave here?
Excellent question.
So it's currently Sunday. By logic, it's the 10th of the 10 days, and the following day is the day you'd been offered to be taken down into the dungeon by Dernan. Unless any of you wanted to attend either of the meetings, so it'd be Thornham or Kai if you wanted to visit the Animal Enclave or the Order of the Gauntlet. Should I just assume that regular work is done throughout the tavern? And you guys just keeping an eye out and a dinner and you're waiting for the following day? Or is there anything you guys would like to do today?
The opera is tomorrow for me as well.
Yes, the opera's in the evening.
Alright, then I'm okay with that, yeah.
Kai, are you happy to talk flowers till evening and then have dinner? Kai?
For sure. I
Cool.
will get
Yep.
lost in this.
Marvellous. And Thornham, did you want to visit the Order of the Gauntlet anytime soon, or are you just sort of keeping a note of that and continuing onwards?
Keep a note of that for the time being.
Okay.
Worry about that another time.
So, the evening progresses as normal. A wonderful meal is produced by Roland. This seems to be a full hog roast. Goodness knows where he managed to get that. Anyway. And you stay up a little too late, some of you. Talking shop with some of the freedom fighters here. Thornham, you get embroiled in a deep conversation about Mirabar and politics with a gentleman who is talking about the... What the fuck? That's not what I queued.
That's
That
not what you
is
expect to hear.
Not what I queued. Okay, I guess we got to the end of the track and it decided to play its own thing. There we go. I'm visiting the circus or something. Thornham, you get involved in a deep conversation about Mirabala and politics with a gentleman who talks about freedom fighting in last century in Neverwinter. It seems that this group, some of them, quite a few of them are elvish or half-elvish, as you know. It seems that they're looking to seek fixes to injustice in general. It seems their methods are incredibly shady and you might just regard them as thieves. But, you know, whilst they might have connections with the Zentarim, for example, and with Force Grey, they're definitely their own group. And they're definitely on the good side of, you know, morals, even if they might steal a little bit to make their way, and to make their
The
pay.
ends justify the means.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kai, after an entire day talking flowers, you can't help but spend some time in the room sort of planning out where you might plant this and that and the other. And the day and in the solarium, and you know, it's not long before you realise it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Bellinor, a couple of the lads have popped out in the town and come back with a couple of women who are very chatty. You find yourself staying up very late. However, Theodore, you probably retired a little early, I would think. And this is sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. As you sit up in the attic, you hear a strange rattling in the corner.
Coming from where?
In the corner of the attic. You're not sure quite where. There's piles, if you remember, of different bits of and parts of various different machines and robots and such.
Okay, then I'll just take out of my little pocket a little stick figure, and he like stands on my hand, and it's got a little torch, and it's gonna be emitting light.
Okay, so it's making light. Is it also heading over there, or is it you're just holding it? Right, okay.
I'm holding it.
Okay. Oh, right, you're going over there and you're holding it, right? Okay. As you sort of move over there, you notice there's a pile of what looks like metal limbs, and they all seem to be sort of rumbling ever so slightly, moving as if something underneath them is moving.
I'll start moving things out of the way.
Okay. And as you do so, you hear this sort of wow, wow, wow alarm going on. And you see there's this small square of metal that's spinning round really fast with a sort of piece of metal spinning out of it that is lighting up blue, green, red, blue, green, red, blue, green, red, and making this loud siren-y noise.
I'm going to put my little man back in my pocket and turn the light off.
Yep.
And then I'm going to walk over to my hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to walk back over to the box. And I'm going to be like, cover your ears, dear. And then...
Okay. As you do so, you notice that this looks like an alarm, if you hadn't got that far.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn it off. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I got that. But as you move it, you see that it reveals a trapdoor.
Reveals what, sorry?
A trapdoor.
Then I'll scooch the broken pieces out of the way. And I'll attempt to open the trapdoor.
Okay. Yeah, the trapdoor doesn't seem to be sealed particularly well. And as you pull it up, it reveals just a small space down to the sort of under the floorboards, down to the next ceiling. Inside of which you see 20 bright, shining blue gems of some sort. Go ahead and you can't give me a check, can you?
I'll give you an Arcana check.
I need an intelligence check.
Yeah, I
Okay,
rolled.
cool.
I rolled really well for intelligence. I
Cool.
got a
Yeah,
20.
go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
That is an 18.
So you notice that there's a residual store of magic in these gems. They can be used to power various devices, artificers devices as such. You're not quite sure what you might use them for right now.
Could they be used to empower my Still Defender?
Well, Sarah already has her own power source that works and is renewable, right? She doesn't run out of battery.
No, yeah, I wasn't talking like a battery.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. This is the sort of thing that they're
Oh,
used for.
okay,
They're
I see,
used
I
to
see.
power mechanical items. Although you think that maybe you could convert their power into perhaps an extra ability or strength for
Yeah, that's what I
these
was
things in time.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. And you see this little hoard, and interesting enough, this hoard appears to be in a bag of some sort, which you soon identify as a dragon skin pouch. Very expensive. Whoever had this attic clearly, you know, they were making some expensive things up here.
I'll put all of them in the pouch,
Yep.
and then I mean, there's no point attaching it to my hip now because I'm going to bed. But I'll just like
Yeah.
put them in my drawer.
Yep. And you can't help but mull over some ideas as to what you might do with these over the course of the evening. And as you...
Oh, and whilst I remember, I'm gonna take out another little metal figurine, and we're gonna place it down near to the entrance of the door. And I'm gonna. It's got like a thing on its back that you have to twist. Do you know what I mean?
It's wind
I'm
up,
gonna.
yes.
Yeah,
Like
I'll wind up.
clockwork. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna twist it, and I'll march from the one end of the doorway to the other. I'm casting alarm.
Okay, cool. And as you set the alarm and you all get to your late bedtimes, we'll take a short break. Be right back. Hello, 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 hello. It's morning. So this
Man's
morning,
feeling spicy.
you are woken up by a thumping on your door. Each of you, one by one. It starts off with Bellinor.
Hello. Good morning. Why?
You need to come downstairs. There's so many people here.
That sounds wonderful.
I'm
Go
sorry,
wake
dude.
the others.
It's
I'll
Wendell,
go
by the way.
with it.
Um,
Go wake the others. I'll go take. A
yes, and Wendell sort of Thornham's door.
Yeah.
You need to come downstairs. There's a bunch of people to see you.
Bunch of people. To
Like
this.
a bunch of people.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Yeah. And and then he shouts down the stairs at Bellinor, "Roland's making them breakfast!" And then on Kai's door.
5 more minutes.
Nope, I'm really sorry. There's people downstairs to see you, and one of them has a cat with them.
A cat?
Yeah. I don't know.
That sounds familiar.
Well, anyway. Does that robot have its own bedroom?
I'm pretty sure they're married, so they're probably together.
Ah, yeah, you're right. Pops up the stairs. Theodore?
I'll open the door with some like. He can see a bit of my face where it's got like a black smudge marks on it.
Sorry to bother you. There's a lot of people downstairs to see the owners of the house, and I know that maybe that wouldn't be something you'd associate, but somebody's asking for you?
Okay, before we even go there, Salty, I'm a mechanic. Get your mind out of the gutter with that face, first of all.
You're just
Eating Sarah out. Jesus.
And getting
Christ.
oil over
I
his
was-
cheeks.
I was
Oh my
honestly
goodness.
thinking the exact same thing.
You
So
guys
was
are
thinking,
Why?
So dirty.
why?
man.
They're on their honeymoon. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
but they went to
why?
bed at 9:30 in the evening. Trust me, they did that last night. Anyway, I think he's got prestidigitation.
Hey,
Um,
clean his face.
Anyway, so he looks at you and somebody's asking for you by name.
Oh. All right, I'll be down in a sec.
Thanks. All right, as you all descend, there is a queue of people outside this door like nothing you have ever seen. So, you approximate there to be at least 60 people down here.
What in the world?
First of all, at the very front is Avi. Oh, good morning. Finally, wonderful. Brought you a cake. Fabulous, right? Sort of pops the cake on the table and... Yep. I didn't think you were open yet.
We're not supposed to be.
didn't
I
think
have
we
no
were
idea what the
open.
hell is going on.
I didn't think we were open yet either.
No, indeed. You wouldn't be open yet, would you? As a sort of really plump man with a sort of beard and ginger hair comes to the forefront. He's wearing sort of breeches and a tight sort of like a leather skin jacket with a sort of braided shirt, and he looks at you. Indeed, you wouldn't even have considered opening your tavern before letting the Fellowship of Innkeepers know, would you?
I mean, yeah. We didn't plan on this many people being here this morning.
Excellent. I come on behalf of Broxley Fairkettle. He's the halfling leader of the Fellowship of Innkeepers. I'm here on his behalf, but well, nothing. My name is not important. I do think that to avoid further harassment, perhaps you might need to sign up the tavern. If, of course, you do plan on opening, because you are, of course, not open for business right now, are you?
Yes, we plan on opening. We're not open for business right now, and
Good.
we will absolutely go about our business with you and the innkeepers first.
Indeed. And then, sort of, Alaskan human commoner sort of puts forward and looks at you. Hi. I'm Hammond. Ginny, you're writing this down, right? He turns to a female tiefling with a pair of spectacles on and a notebook. And yes, vintners, distillers, brewers, wines, ales, all of the like. spirits, anything else? If you will be serving them, you will, of course, need to let us know. And we were told you were opening today. But I'm guessing perhaps that isn't the case.
Who told you that?
The signs in town?
We didn't put any signs.
I
Oh.
think I need to have a chat with somebody.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
so you're not... Oh, but it's just I wondered what wine you were selling. It's just a... obviously, if you'd have come to the Vintners Distillers and Brewers Guild first, wouldn't you? Before considering...
Wondering what we're selling too.
Yeah, we don't quite know what we're selling either, to be honest with you.
Hammond sort of turns around. I think there might be a misunderstanding. They don't seem to think they're open. They're not open. They're not open. Somebody else, they're not open. But I thought they were reopening. And at this point, Liff, the poltergeist, sort of lands on the table and, ladies and gentlemen, come to the bar. I believe breakfast will be served shortly. We've got coffee out on the side. Please do close the door behind you, madam. And with this, a sort of a dead-eyed, slack-jawed, fat, tough-looking, scarred gentleman sort of moves up to you and, hey, where's your meat coming from?
Also, excellent question.
We have a leak?
Meat! Meat!
Oh.
Meat.
Pork, beef, chicken, ham. He looks at you. Are you a bit thick?
I mean, I've been working out recently, so maybe, but maybe we should chat with our chef about that, I guess.
Sir, I'm not
I
sure
see you've
if
already
it's the kind
signed a chef on.
Kind of.
Is your meat being cut to industry standard?
I don't know the standard of industry.
It seems to me like you don't know much of anything.
No,
Don't you
we're very
proclaim
much-
to be the owners here?
We're in the dark about this opening today. This wasn't planned.
You don't know you're open.
It seems like
No,
our ghost
we're
friend
not.
over there might have gone and done some things without asking.
He's suffering from amnesia over here. What about you? And he
We're
turns to
not
Clyde.
open.
You're not open, but you are open. The door's open. Sign on the door says open. The lights outside say open.
Okay,
What
well,
now?
none of those things. Wait, there's lights outside now? What?
Hey, who do we have to deal business with to open this tavern right now?
That would be me. Broxley walks back over, and the ginger fat guy, right? I'm on behalf of Broxley. You would just need to sign here, 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 and here. And on this page, here and here, and on this page, here and here. I'll need all three signatures of the owners. I believe there's 3 owners. Is that correct, or are there 4?
Yes, there are 3 owners and a guest.
Very good. Well,
what's-
just yeah.
What is the contract state before we sign on?
Well, of course, you will need to pay regular taxes to the Fellowship of Innkeepers, and through the Fellowship of Innkeepers, of course, that entitles you to the rights that you get from the Fellowship of Innkeepers. You will not open to sell alcohol after 4 a.m. in the morning. Though you may open all night, you will not sell alcohol between the hours of 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. That's all. Secondly, if you're going to be allowing people to stay at the inn, which he sort of looks at the building, it doesn't look like you're doing, but if you were, then you would sign in this box. But instead, if you're not, you sign in this box. And you do agree that all alcohol will be kept to certain regular measurements, such as we have tankard, grand tankard, wine glass, spirit, you do agree that you will always advertise where you get your ale from, and he goes on and on and on and on, but basically nothing of any import whatsoever of
I'm
importance.
so confused.
I don't care. I just want to sign. Just sign.
Oh, very well, sir. Sign here and here and here and here and here and here and here. And then with that, the tiefling with the glasses on comes over, and of course you'll be signing
what's that?
here and here, right? You're of course going to
What
be
are we
serving within the
signing?
Vintners. Well, that you're going to be selling alcohol. I mean, that's what's at the bar, right?
Wait, so do
And
we
with
have
this-
to sign with you to sell alcohol, or are we buying alcohol from you?
No, you're saying that you're selling alcohol. You can choose where you buy alcohol from, though you must tell us where you
Fine,
bought it from.
fine. I'll sign it. I do believe that we had a plan to buy our alcohol from the little goblin man underneath whose house we...
Halfling.
I just.
The
He was a
halfling,
halfling.
yeah. the
Okay, with
halfling,
this,
yeah.
at this point, a halfling male comes forward, and I think I would be the most local brewer. Certainly, it is from me that your man came and purchased ale yesterday.
Are you the one whose basement we broke out of?
Yes, we've met before. Are you struggling with memory loss?
Quite a bit.
Okay, very
I'm
good.
very panicked right now. There's a lot of people, and I wasn't ready
Well,
for this.
I don't understand why you're all so worried about customers. Customers are wonderful things.
We just didn't expect them.
Well, then why did you put all the signs in town?
We
The thing we
did.
didn't.
Oh. Well, that is quite
I spent the
unfortunate.
whole day talking about plumbers yesterday.
Who bought the alcohol?
Excuse me. Coming through. Which one of you is...
Ah,
Which one of you is Floon?
That fucker.
No? None of you? Oh.
No, not here at the
Well,
moment.
that's disappointing.
Learn.
Certainly that's who's put the signs about town. My name's Old Courier. I'm from the Watchful Order of Magiston and Protectors. It's just, you're having a gathering of over 40 people. I couldn't help but notice that you didn't seem to have a security guard in... well, I would now understand why you weren't aware of this gathering coming, it would seem. No?
We need a guard.
Well, quite all right. I'll do it for today, and I don't mind. But well, yes. You will need a guard on the door if you have over 60 people in the place. And I think, judging by the queues outside, you're looking roughly at about 140 right now.
What?
Jesus.
That's all right.
Excuse me?
At this point, Wendell leans over to you and...
Fit.
Was any of this planned?
No.
Oh.
not
in
by
the
us.
slightest.
Well, that's all right. Roland's sourced some breakfast. Don't worry.
Roland?
They're from... It's far enough out of town. Nobody'll... also, one of the guys was talking to the halfling dude that said that you'd said that you would buy some ale at some point, and, well, it seems that somebody's put down a down payment and he offered to deliver the barrels, and, well, we thought that you knew about it, so we brought him in this morning. I worked a bar when I was about, I don't know, 45, 50. It was a long time ago, but I know how to pull a pint. Do you want me to,
Can you pour them to industry standards?
Oh, it's a load of rubbish. You just sign all the boxes and ignore them.
I guess.
Yeah, we got tankards. They're all up the top. They'll be industry standard anyway. Liv ran the tavern before, right?
Yeah. just
Speaking
be
of which,
careful
that poltergeist is being awful friendly, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the old barkeep. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
might
yeah,
want
that
to
was
help
him.
you with your job, or he might pester you
Well,
with
he's
your job.
currently
but,
drawing out chairs to customers in the tavern hall. And sitting them down. And taking their orders.
yeah, go ahead and tell your chef friend to, I guess, fire up the grill.
Oh, you poor thing. You don't think he uses the kitchen like that, do you?
I don't know.
Well, he just sort of... And he does this sort of... And then the food's ready, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Magic. Okay.
Oh, sure, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know. He waves his hands and the food cooks.
I think that's
You know what?
magic, but okay.
I'm going back to bed. I don't like this. I'm going back to bed.
There is one person who asked for you all four by name. He's waiting over on the table over there. Armored fellow, got a big sword in his back.
Oh god.
Oh boy, what have I done?
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know, but he didn't seem particularly nefarious. In fact, he seemed quite friendly.
He wants to take us
Fair
down
enough.
to the dungeon.
Oh. Okay. You're going to a dungeon. Well, that's exciting.
I don't remember if it's the dungeon. I am so fucking flustered.
So in the corner of the room, you see sitting there in full armor, with a sword in his back, Dernan. He looks over to you and morning. I can't help but notice that you're
Morning,
quite busy
Dernan.
today. You didn't tell me you're opening a bar.
We weren't
didn't know
intending
we
on
were
opening
opening one
anytime
today.
soon.
You know what? We weren't told either.
Oh, well, that's you want to make sure you sign the right boxes on that, on the documents. You don't want to get that wrong. That's
There's a reason
Whole
I
load of
asked before
paperwork.
I signed.
Well, be that as it may, we were going to head down to the Mad Mage's dungeons.
Yep.
Do you want to make a quick exit?
Talk to some people first, but I'm okay.
Theodore?
What's the Mad Mage's dungeon?
The dungeon beneath the yawning portal. Tavern?
Yeah.
My character's asking, James.
Oh, sorry, right. He looks at you. Well, it's the tavern beneath the yawning the dungeon beneath the Yawning Portal Tavern. Adventurers go down there all the time, just various halls. Well, these guys helped me out of a tight spot with a troll recently, and I offered to take them on the tour. I do it once a week, beginning of the 10-day.
Is it dangerous?
Well, everything's dangerous to an extent, no. I've been travelling the top 5 floors for 30 years odd, and I've still got most of me. He sort of gestures towards a small nick in his ear.
Will there be fighting?
Possibly, but on first floor I'll be able to protect you. You don't have to get too involved if you're not... But you're an adventurer, right? Like these guys, no? No?
No. Bear with me 1 second. And he's gonna go upstairs with Sarah, and then as he comes downstairs, he's like got over one shoulder, like holding with one hand, a two-handed metal hammer that has like on, like, how to explain it? So like if this is the hammer, right? On this side of the hammer that you get hit on, it's got like a ring, and that's like a jet inside of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's off.
I understand that. So it's a force-powered hammer, yeah?
Yes. And then also Sarah is now got a metal pink bow on her head.
Oh, okay.
We're ready.
Okay, ginger female halfling strikes up a tune with a violin on the side, sort of standing on the end of the bar. And, a gentleman comes up to you and... are you registered for entertainment? Are you?
I don't believe we are, but I was going to provide it if we needed to. I mean, I said I could do entertainment if needs be, but I also know that they had friends that they said might come and help. I don't know. Are you entertainment people?
Yes, sort of. We're the Guild of Inns and Taverns Regulations for evening entertainment. Will you be running a brothel here?
No. No.
Oh, very well. At this moment, Floon comes in, right? He's wearing this fabulous cape. And he looks at you and... Morning, how are we doing? Are you enjoying it? Nice and full, right? That's what you wanted, yeah?
You didn't even tell us this was happening.
I didn't tell you, you told me.
We were not prepared.
Excuse me, and then he sort of hands you a letter. Bellinor, it's signed by you, though not in your handwriting at all. And it says, we're thinking of opening on the 1st of the 10-day. Next month, I don't suppose you might put the word about. Bellinor.
Who the fuck signed this?
You
That's
weren't...
not my handwriting.
Well.
I know only one person outside of the people that are helping us build this that would do that.
He looks over and, can that poltergeist write?
Isn't that poltergeist right? He can interact with objects pretty fair, so probably.
You seem to be in a spot of bother, but never worry. Allow Floon to assist. Please. I got all these people here. Well, let's just say that Floon, knows his business, Tack. Bear with me a second. And he pulls out a piece of parchment and he starts to cast a little spell. And a pen begins scrawling across it in really fast writing. And he turns it to you and it says, I, Bellinor, Willowwind, Kai Morngrove, and Thornham Deepstone hereby allow Floon to make decisions only on the first 10-day of, and then it says the month and the year. So it's like only today. On their behalf, to sign documents on their behalf, to enact protocol, blah, blah, blah. He's basically offering to do all the work for you for today.
That's great. I like that.
There is one little tiny favor I'd like to ask in return. Really small.
We're not opening a brothel.
No, it's just, well, I got a bit I went out for a drink last night. A bit of a dodgy place. It was sort of, well, I made a bet. I didn't have enough money. I sort of did a runner and, well...
Was it that place you were at before?
No. Other side of town. Basically, there's this 3 thugs that are after me. I wondered if, you might do the... Just...
Where are they
Just put
here?
an intimidating face. No. Don't have to worry about it now, but maybe when you get back from wherever you're going, like, next couple of days, you could just, like, show an intimidating face.
Sure.
I
guess, yeah.
I mean, just fool them, really. I mean, the rest of you can go, but, well, no offense, but your face is intimidating.
My dear friend, I can be quite intimidating if the time calls for it, but sure enough.
Yes.
Floon, you're gonna get yourself in some serious trouble one day if you're not careful.
Also, I just want to make it clear I didn't do the lights outside. That wasn't me. I just posted signs around town, like the letter said.
I've got a sneaking suspicion we figured out who that is already.
Maybe. I don't know, but they're pretty cool. In my opinion. I don't know. But anyway.
We haven't even been outside to see them.
Oh, well, you should. They're great. Trust me.
Okay, let's have a look.
Okay, when you go out, you see in huge writing across the entire wall of, like, the 2nd and 3rd floor. It says Troll Skull Tavern, open for business.
Holy fuck, what?
And they're in sort of deep red, bright purple, fantastic yellow. As you look across the street, you recognize the gnome. With a puff of purple smoke comes out. Let's see. He seems to be admiring the lights. He looks over at you and he waves.
Sorry that it's not all purple, dear friend.
Well, that's what he said. It had to be different colours, right? I owed Liff a favour. Years, I know that he's not really around to ask, but he's kind of around to ask, you know what I mean? And, well, anyway, letter reached me and I just thought, oh, you know what? What's a little enchantment once in a while?
Fair enough.
He said 75 gold pieces a week, yeah?
How much is this tavern gonna be making us?
Well, I don't know. Guy on the door said you're selling ale at 5 apiece.
5
Gold?
gold a piece. And we have like 140 people. Yeah, that doesn't sound terrible, honestly. I don't know. I'm not in the mood for math right now.
Also, one of your fellas, the chef, I think he's a chef. He was wearing a big chef's hat and like big white overalls. He's got some really good herbs. Really good herbs. And with that, you see the last letter of tavern just start to like turn upside down and then back again and flash in bright yellow. He looks at you and, do you want some?
No, not no.
I think I'll lay off that one.
Maybe Kai, but I
He
don't know
turns
about
to
me.
Sarah and, what about you? He sort of holds the burning pipe towards Sarah.
She will take a part.
Okay. You see Sarah's eye just sort of swivel on the spot, a little briefly, and then this cloud of purple light comes outside of
Hi, Ben.
That's not funny.
That joke would take too long to explain. But Jamal will understand. I'll tell you about it afterwards. Anyway, so this puff of purple smoke comes out of Sarah as her eye swivels a little bit on the spot, and then she sort of turns to you and makes a little beep noise. He holds it out to Theodore. You want some?
Yeah, I'll take them.
And he sort of holds it out. Go ahead and give me a con save.
A 19.
Okay, that's a success. You'll have disadvantage on your initiative rolls for the rest of the day. You should see what happens when you fail.
Oh no.
Very good. Well, anyway. You got business, no? And with this, Dernan turns to you and... Quick exit, yeah, right?
Yeah.
That Floon fella seems to have it all sorted at something, I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember the first day I worked at the Yawning Pool. Nightmare. We had a party for the slaying of a drow matron mother in Mithril Hall. Bruno put an axe through his head or something, or her head, I don't know. Weird. They put the women in charge. Do you think that's weird? And he sort of looks at Kai and, wait, is that not weird? Is that not weird? Is it weird to have the women in
No.
charge? No? No?
No, it's
My wife's in
Women
charge. Well, she likes to... Yeah, she's definitely in charge. He goes a bit scarred and sort of backs up and... Shall we not... let me tell you about the first floor of the Yawning Portal. So basically, on the first floor of the Yawning Portal here, I'll hand you all a map. And with that, he starts to hand out a map to each of you. That is not the right map.
Can we go back to who's in charge of your life, please? I'd love to hear more about this.
Yeah, so... Oh, dear, that's not going to work. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I almost spilled my fucking tea.
Well, he was spilling the tea too, you know? So yeah, he sort of hands you this huge map.
Sorry, can we take a second for Moons and die and finish dying?
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
He sort of...
So out of nowhere.
Anyway, well... Look, I'd love to tell you the stories. I mean, she's better with a frying pan than I am with a sword, but realistically, like, we want to talk about this map. Like, you're going to need to know a little bit about it before we go down. Otherwise, you know, I don't want you wandering off getting lost.
Before we go down. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Get your mind out the gutter, son. He looks over to Theodore and, well, you weren't with us when we made this agreement, but you're coming along now, right? Yeah? I'm coming downstairs. Dungeon of the Mad Mage, right? Yeah, cool. Brilliant. Fantastic. Good to know. You had something you were looking for down here, or? I can't remember. You said something about something, right?
Well, that little gnome fellow, the tiny little one right there was...
Oh, that one?
in need of- yes.
I think he might be high.
I think he might be high, too. As a matter of fact, I think Theodore might be high as well.
Who's
I think they might be both out there gourd.
No. Theodore handled it pretty well. He just looks a bit happy.
I'm not high. Meanwhile, Sarah's like eyes are like talking.
Well, okay, so, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Don't make it sound too scary. There's nobody knows how many floors there are. There are hundreds, thousands, who knows. I've been down to floor 15. Don't need to go any further, you know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, when you drop down straight away, you'll find the, bottom of the well. Nice circular area. It's customary to sign your name when you first go down. We'll be doing that. Obviously, I don't sign my name. I've signed it once. But the first time you ever go down, you sign your name, right? Do you have a name as like a troop? Or you like an adventuring band or something? Like, I don't know. The Order of the Shattered Sword or...
We're called the Nameless 11.
Are you? I never heard of that. Not very catchy. I'm not sure. You have to think about that one.
It's not very catchy as well, I'd say that. Coming from the man who originated it in the first place.
Well, maybe for now you just sign your individual names. You can think of an adventure name later. Anyway.
Hold up. What's the name of our tavern again?
Troll Skull Tavern? I mean, that's what they've named it right now, but you can change that if you want.
Well, it's the name
Troll
of the
Skull
manor.
Manor Tavern. Ali, not very creative, is it?
I like the name The Hanged Man for a tavern.
Hanged Man. It's going to attract
I
all the
prefer-
good fellas.
I prefer the hung man.
I know you prefer Hungman anyways. So, like...
And then we can turn it into a brothel and I'll be the only... Anyway.
We could call the brothel the Blooming Rose. Such a good brothel name.
Yes, or the Gaping Oyster. No? Oh,
Okay,
well.
we're on with that.
That's not very seductive.
We weren't talking about your wife. Let's get going.
My wife's oyster is a pearl that only one man has pleasured. Now, please, if you will come with me.
Okay, enough of this. Let's continue.
Tell you sign your name when you go down, right? Yes. And then we can head a couple of ways. There's a few little corridors that are worth getting used to before anything else. Just the starting corridors. And he gestures towards the four different paths and the starting point. So, once we get down there, it'll kind of be up to you where we wander and where we don't. Though I'll warn you of a few of the traps and tricks, but most of the time when I take adventures down for the first time, I let them sort of navigate and do what they want, and, I'll just let you know if you're about to, or... Yeah? Sound good?
Yeah?
Cool, let's head on in. As you guys arrive at the Yawning Portal, he looks over to the bar, which he's normally the one manning, right? There's a humongous woman there with a slight beard. She looks sort of in her 60s or 70s and possibly dwarvish or at least short. Looks over at him. 5 ales, please. We're celebrating the group here, first time down, yawning, pour ales, please. He hands you each a tankard of ale, and he raises his towards you, and to first journeys and plundered oysters. No? First journeys.
Yeah. Damn.
He looks at you, Theodore.
Plundered
Yes.
oysters.
To first journeys and fat stacks of coin.
Did you want to toast something, Theodore? I can't help but see you keep.
Is there actually a mad mage down there?
No. The Mad Mage made it, they say, or they started making it. They say that it's still being dug all the time by various... I don't really know, it's myth and legend, but certainly it started off as a creation of the Mad Mage himself. There's a guy, one of the bards here, old bard, he knows the story. Let me call him down. Nate! Come on down. These guys want to hear about the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Tell them the history a bit, you know? Aye. And with this, an elf comes down. Beautiful blonde hair at his back, and he begins to strum his lute gently as he seeks to change the music from the I'm entering the dungeon music to something else. Bear with me a second, please.
Yes, a nice moment for us all to decompress after the stress that we just went through.
And he looks
What
at
a
you.
roller coaster of
I
all the
decompress
shit that happened in the past
spilling
half hour.
tea.
He looks at you and he begins strumming his
That was
lute.
good after spilling the tea, for sure.
Well, allow me to tell you. More than 1,000 years ago, the wizard... The fuck? Fuck, sorry. I'm rubbish. I am rubbish. Thank you. More than 1,000 years ago, the wizard Hallister Blackcloak, now known as the Mad Mage, journeyed from a distant land to the base of Mount Waterdeep. Perhaps succeeding to the whispered summons of Providence. Some believe he hailed from the nearly forgotten empire known as the Cradlelands. In ages past, humanity spread from the Cradlelands across Faerun, originating what is now the Plains of Purple Dust. Others say Hallister has less ancient origins. But my suspicion is that he came from Netheril, and he brought with him 7 apprentices. With the 7 guarding his back, he tapped into immense power to summon beings from other planes of existence to build a wizard's tower to dwarf all other wizards' towers. As the seasons wore on, though, the 7 saw less and less of their enigmatic master. Hallister continued to use fell creatures from distant planes, tunneling and other construction beneath his tower. Eventually, Hallister's exploration broke into the Underhalls, a complex of tunnels and rooms built by the dwarves around a mithril mine beneath Mount Waterdeep. The architects of these Underhalls had long ago been killed or dispersed, and warring Dwergar and Drow had settled in the ruins. Hallister began a crusade against both Drow and Dwergar, and participating in wild hunts with extraplanar allies through the tunnels. The stubborn Dwergar dug in until the mithril was largely mined out, and then they abandoned the halls, leaving the Drow to fight Hallister and his minions alone. The Mad Mage rounded upon the remaining Dark Elves, trapping some of their souls for use in his dark magic. Once he had wrung the Drow of their usefulness, Hallister Blackcloak tunneled on, ever downward, indulging his inexplicable compulsion for delving deeper and deeper into the mountains. Hallister's apprentices came and went, some left only to return, inexplicably drawn down into Undermountain's depths. Others remained by his side as they began dedicating more and more attention to their private obsessions, madness settling into their souls. During the years Hallister quested on other planes and sequestered himself in his tunnels, his tower and surrounding walls fell into ruin. In time, the city known as Waterdeep developed into the shadow of Mount Waterdeep and spread down to the harbour and came to surround the ruins of Hallister's home. Well, now my inn is here. Passed down to me from my father, my father's father, and my father's father. Sorry, no, now Durnan's inn, passed down from his father's father. Misunderstanding who's telling the tale here. Durnan operates the inn and the tavern to this day, but the brave and foolish alike test their mettle in the dungeon of the Mad Mage. Till the art wizard went nuts and dug for thousands of years and may or may not still be alive. Who knows?
Right.
But alas, a tale will be told.
Delightful.
I hear you're going down for the first time.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, may this old bard give a blessing of luck upon you.
By all means.
Yes, this young bard also needs to give a blessing upon this party as well.
Well, be that as it may. May your day be filled with pleasures and pastures new as you discover the unknown and return to us safely. I wish you the best as you travel down where no traveller has ever been before. Deep in the halls of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And with that, you will each have one bardic inspiration die to be used in emergency. It is a D8. It will
Nice.
last you the day.
Shit.
Cool. And with that, as you look around, you can see the yawning portal itself. The rope swinging above the well leading down. The bucket currently down at the bottom. It's a gold piece each to enter the well.
Okay.
I have a priceless artwork at
Nay.
home.
You would
How-
not wish to. You would not wish to upset the gods. It is a gold piece each and nothing else. Somebody will pay for you, I'm sure.
I guess I'm going out.
Somebody will pay for you. Anyone, cough up 2 gold instead of 1.
Yeah, fuck
hearing-
it, I'll
yeah, I was
cough
about
up.
to say, he just offered to sell the painting I made for him, so I'm sure it's
No.
not paying for it.
Thorna will pay 2. The rest of you pay 1. As you see this sort of beautifully gold ornate casket at the side.
Is that 1 gold each time or 1 gold just?
1 gold for the return trip. You go down to the yawning portal and you come back. You spend a gold piece to go down. At any time you wish to go down the yawning portal. With that, the bucket is held up. As right now, a sort of ogreish-looking woman yanking on it and turns to you. And then various people start betting. They turn to Dernan. They're going down with you. Dernan says, yes. I'll put 5 gold. Dragon says they're back before a 10-day. Minus the fighter there. One of the elves at the back says, I bet that they all return except the little gnome. She's fucked. You are a gnome, right, Kai? I mean, I've got that right, haven't I? Yes, you're a forest gnome. I know this.
Wait, so you said back before a 10-day. What they
They reckon you'll be down there for about 10 days, but you're not coming back at all. One other says they'll be back within 10 minutes, but the gnome will be dead. Somebody else throws 2 gold dragons on you, making it back within the hour, but one of you'll be missing a limb. Dernan readily turns them all to the bar where they will place their bets on whether you survive.
Jesus Christ.
Dernan looks at you.
Like
Don't worry
two.
about the bets. They like their laughs.
For our descent, I'll play
Wait,
an
no.
inspiring tale for our party as we go down, including Durham, which would give everybody a whopping 8 temporary health.
Excellent.
Well, just to wind up the people who placed the bets, how's about we make this trip an 8-hour trip? Everyone comes back in one piece, and they all lose all their money.
I need to go to the opera anyway, so yeah. Okay with that.
It's not usually we send people down planning with evening plans, but, well, be that as it may. I must just tell you one other thing. That lady over there, the Cholton priest that you see, she deals with unwanted magic items you find down there.
Noted.
So, anything you find that you want to get rid of, always go through a buyer first. Which pays well. Really well, actually. Does anybody know what PP stands for?
PowerPoint in Pokemon.
Platinum pieces?
Yeah.
Holy shit, this bitch pays well. Alright. Anyway, that's a buyer over there.
Any
That's-
Electrium?
I don't do Electrum, but Jesus. I'm going to put this table into the channel for you. No, that's not what I was trying to do. Can I not copy the image? Oh, okay, that's... So this is what a buyer will pay for your magical items.
What
Cool.
the shits?
That's what I said. So, as you see the rope before you, Dernan puts one hand on the rope, puts one foot in the bucket, and goes, and down we go. And you see the rope is just let go, and then the ogress just grabs it with two hands. Ogress-looking woman, and she grabs it with two hands just as it's about to reach its zenith at the bottom. Dernan calls on up. It's all clear. Who's down first?
Okay, I'll do it.
Great. And so, Belnor, please describe your descent into the portal of into the dungeon of the Mad Mage.
I'm assuming it's the same way that he did it, yeah?
Well, there's a rope and a bucket. Are you going to hold the rope? Are you going to sit in a bucket? Are you going to stand in the bucket? You're going to attempt some sort of acrobatical clever shit? I don't know.
I'll stand on top of the bucket, holding onto the rope, and just give a salute as I drop.
He's dead before midnight. That one's dead before midnight. Promise you, dead before midnight. 5 gold pieces says he's dead before midnight. I'll put 5 platinum on the fact he comes back with a good tale. Who's next?
I'll go down. Why not?
Oh, go on, Moon. Sorry.
Never mind, he can go.
Okay, cool. Moon's next. Thornham right now. Thornham, please describe your descent into the portal of the Mad Mage.
I'll just stand in the bucket and grab onto something with one arm, with one hand, and just be chill.
I would say come back scarred, but God, we wouldn't know the difference, would we? And as he descends down, you are able, Thornham, to see this small circular room. And across the walls, which are sort of 20, 30 foot in your vision, is lit. All over the walls engraved are people's names and adventurous troops' names. As you see this, Kai, please describe your descent into the portal of the Mad Mage.
I'm gonna run over and jump onto the bucket and kind of strike a pose on top of the bucket, on the edges of it.
Don't fall in the bucket, you won't be able to see out. 20 gold pieces, says they come back 3 inches taller. Somebody's put a bet on you.
That's not how gnomes work!
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe she'll come back in heels. And you're able to descend down. As you get down, you see Thornham sort of staring up at the wall, and Dernan looking quite solemn. Belnor by his side. Theodore, please describe your descent into the portal of the Mad Mage.
I'm gonna stand on the thing with my one hand holding my hammer like over my shoulder.
Yep.
With Sarah hovering, and then as we go down, I'm gonna take out a little box, and it's gonna play just simply the best, better than all the rest.
One elf turns round and, do you think he'll make it out the first room? What's with the golden circle thing? Is it a
I don't think
is
he'll
it a
make
bowl?
it down the hole.
He's taking a monster with him. And with that,
Eleanor.
with that, you all reach the bottom of the horn of the Mad Mage. As you stand in this circular room.
I would like to trip and fall out of the bucket.
Okay. You do. And as you are falling, nobody is even looking, as they're all staring up at these walls. And Bellinor, you were the first down. Dernan hands to you a silvered dagger. Please, write your name. That's tradition.
Yes, I will put my name upon the wall in beautiful script.
And then the dagger is handed likewise to Kai and to Thornham and to Theodore. Theodore, do you sign it with...
I sign mine and Sarah's name in caps.
And with that, he gestures towards the 4 exits from this main room. And I'm really sorry, you're just going to have to give me 1 second because the cams are going to freeze. Yep, there you go. Done it. And we will descend into the dungeon. So, as you reach the bottom, we will... he sort of looks out the door to the left, okay, where there is a thin set of stairs downwards. You see the other three doors, but he gestures to them and you don't. Those are one-way entrances.
Sorry, what way are we facing?
You're facing to the west, out this way, to the left. And he tells you that the other three, what look like entrances and exits, are exit only, so you can only use them to leave the dungeon. You can't use them to enter the dungeon. He explains that often people who tear down these corridors are being chased, and you do not want to be going in the other direction. So, he gestures towards the tunnel that leads south before bending west. What? 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 How does that lead south?
Oh, we should be going left, right?
It should be going west. Have I
Wait,
got
clarify again.
two
Which
different-
tunnel is the one
Hold
that's
on, I
the
think
only
I've
one we can
given
go
you
down?
guys the wrong map.
You must have.
No, I haven't.
So surely it's the doorway to the east, which is the one which we can go out, right? The big one.
No,
No.
because then...
I started you in the wrong place. You see a door to the west, heading south immediately. And you see a door to the north. I'm really sorry. I knew there was only two exits. I was really confused by that for a second.
Right.
So, anyway. And all around you see these names over the walls. And, Dan looks at you and... Well, shall we proceed?
Let's do it.
Okay. He leads you down this corridor. And you come into an open hall. A 20-foot wide hall. Stairs descending 10 feet to a room lined with pillars. Similar staircases descend into the room from 10-foot wide tunnels, leading north, west, and south. Every 10-foot section of wall has a 9-foot high, 4-foot wide, 3-inch deep, door-shaped recess, containing a carving of a demon. A Kenku skeleton lies on the floor, one of its thin arms pointing towards a bas-relief of a Nalfeshni.
That fucking son of a bitch.
Woof.
It's been. Yeah, was I the only one that just heard what he just said?
Woof?
Flashbacks to Tuesdays.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Nalfeshni was only ever an impersonation. Anyway, there is
Yeah.
also a Marilith, a Quasit, a Shadow Demon, a Rock, and a Yokel.
I don't like any of those creatures.
Yeah,
That's
that
alright.
sounds awful.
As you look to the other side, you see a Balor, a Balgur, a Kazme, a Dretch, a Glabrizu, a Goristro, and a Hezru. Most of these, if you as a player don't know them, your characters probably don't either.
We do have the
But
Guide
you
of Monsters.
do have Volo's Book of Monsters, so you could look them up one by one if you wish. But basically, they're all scary, scary demons. More do you need to know. Durnan turns to you, and don't worry, there's no demons down here. Though, there should be 2 guards in the next room. Get ready for them. And with that, he sort of enters you into the next room, and you see 2 bugbears stood stock still either side. And a voice eddies from one of their mouths, though his mouth doesn't move. Certain death lies this way. Don't you think? And as they look at you, do you enter this dungeon of your own accord? Before we do anything with that, Belenor, I guess, give me a history check. Kai, you may give me a nature check.
It's 21.
I need both. What was Kai's?
I'm working on it.
Oh, sorry. 20. Okay, fantastic. So first of all, Belenor, you understand that bugbears are not this eloquent. They don't speak this well, nor do they speak so gently or so softly. Kai, you understand that to formulate these sorts of words, they would need to have entirely different sort of mouths, and you don't see their mouths moving. Standing behind them is the skeleton of a giant constrictor snake coiling up the top half of the northernmost pillar. Again, in the same words over the doorway, carved in common on the southeast wall with an arrow pointing towards the southern exit. Sorry, I haven't moved your counter. That's confusing, isn't it? pointing towards the southern exit, is a sign saying certain death this way. The bugbears look
Which
at you.
direction's that one again?
South.
Ah.
And the bugbears look at you. And do you enter this dungeon of your own accord?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. And you are aware that dangers lie ahead.
Yes.
Good.
Thank
Fair
you.
travels. But he nods to you. Go ahead and give me who's our perception candidate?
Who's what?
Who's our perception candidate?
Me, I think.
Yeah, cool. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
24.
24. Yeah, you notice that at the bottom right of this, bottom left pillar of this room, this carved room of pillars, there appears to be an unusually shaped stone poking out the front. And Dernan sort of notices you looking and... Well, yes. It seems you've noticed one of the secrets of the dungeon already. Yes? Go ahead. He nods at Kai to...
Go ahead, what?
Well, you've noticed it's out of place. Why don't you inspect it?
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check when you get close. Thornham, you may also give me a history check with advantage. I think that's what stone cutting says, right?
16.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I don't need Thornham's check. Yeah, you notice that this stone can be twisted. Allowing this... and if you do so, would you do so?
Yes.
Cool. You see a sort of section of the wall fold outwards, and you see a passage in front of you, leading to the south.
Huh. Look what I found.
Let's take a look.
As you head down the corridor, it reveals a 10-foot square cubicle with a 5-foot wide tunnel of rough-hewn stone
No, it's a
leading away from
job.
it. As you get all the way to the end, you notice the room contains the following features. The floor tilts, and at one end of it, you see that it is flooded. A wide alcove in the north wall, so where this little circle is, depicts a statue of a Sahuagin. Sahuagins are sort of sea-based creatures, I guess is the right way to put it. They're like sea devils.
Okay.
And there is some murky water just north of the statue, just surrounding the back of it. What you see is sort of the water is moving slowly.
That's weird.
What's weird?
There's
The way the
something
water's moving, I think.
Moving in the water. Or maybe just the water is moving weird? I'm not really sure.
Sharp eyes. Do you wish to investigate the water? Okay.
I will cast Spark on the water.
Great. Go ahead and roll initiative. Thank you for that. Most appreciated.
I smell death approaching.
Nah, you'll be alright. Just hold your initiatives for me for a moment. While we do that and that. Oh, wrong campaign. Let's do it in the right campaign. That would help, wouldn't it? Okay, as the four of you stand in the room... Oh, sorry. I've got the wrong counter for you.
Quick question. I've got I've got 8 temp HP from something. Are we meant to have that or?
Yes.
Yes, Bellinor gave you the
That's from Oscar.
Right. Yeah.
I am an inspiring leader, my dear friend.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that was not something I'd forgotten from last session. That wasn't supposed to be there.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who just noticed it.
So as soon as you cast the lightning on the water, you notice 5 beasts erupt outwards. They are tiny, so I'm just going to sort of chuck them in a line. Oh. Are they tiny? No, they're small, sorry. Did not expect this encounter to happen. As you might have guessed, and I'm now going to have to put it back to the previous encounter if you get to that. You had a relatively small room, but anyway, Kai, your initiative, please.
3.
Sick. Is that a natural 1?
No, it's a 2.
Okay, Thornham?
4.
Wow. Bellinor?
Yeah. That's my
8.
death is approaching.
8.
No, we are the worst at
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry, 12.
Okay, and Theodore, you rolled with disadvantage, yes?
Yeah, I got 11.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah,
does
the best.
one of them, or does all of them, hopefully, take any damage?
No.
Try to electrocute them.
No. None at all. However, that's quite unfortunate, actually. I didn't even think about that. Sorry, I just need to turn this music down. My brain won't process right now. Okay, so yeah, you see these 5 steel metal oozes leap out the water and land in front of you. Big thunk noise. Oh, we're missing a person in our fight. Dernan stands at the corner of the room and, well, I think you'll be able to handle this, right? You see he twirls his sword in one hand. Don't worry. I'm here if you need. Bellinor, you're up.
I will pull out my crossbow and I will fire a shot at E5. That is a 17 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Or 7 damage.
7 of what damage? Sorry.
Piercing.
Yes. Fantastic. That's good.
And I
Cool.
will hold on bonus actions as we are already inspired.
Okay. Cool. Theodore, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to E5,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna click a little button on my two-handed hammer, and like the jet's gonna start like raging. I'm gonna smash it in the face.
Okay. You currently have your mace as your infusion, correct? Okay. So it's magical damage, correct? Magical bludgeoning.
I guess so.
I believe that's the way it works. So yeah, as your hammer sort of drops down, you notice that a strange sort of corrosive acid glows around the ooze as it strikes. But your hammer completely ignores it and thunders into it. Go ahead and roll to hit.
The 15.
That'll hit.
Okay.
And you're hitting E5, the one that's already been shot, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's 11 damage. 11 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
With this huge hit, you notice the ooze sort of dent inwards and then sort of move upwards. And does that
Then-
conclude your turn?
Yeah, well, and then I'll use my bonus action to have Sarah. Did you agree that I could do range?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah. Sarah's gonna stay where I was.
Sarah's currently standing next to Dernan.
Yeah, and she's like, her eyes are gonna like dart around and
Eye.
then, like,
Aye,
What's
right?
that?
Yes, okay, cool.
and then it's gonna like lock on E5, and then like her body like starts to shake slightly before a just piercing blue beam shoots out of her eye. That is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is... Nope. There we go. And that is 7 force damage.
Nice. As this beam from Sarah thunders into the ooze, it sort of bores a hole right the way through it. And it smolders and smokes and falls over dead. With that, we come to E3. E3 moves up towards Theodore. And should I roll to everybody? Yeah, cool. Will attempt to hit you. It goes boop, and a little bit of it sort of fluctuates towards you and back. Unfortunately, though, it misjudges quite how far away you are, and it doesn't quite reach you. And that will conclude its turn. That moves us over to E1. E1 looks over at Kai at the back of the room, and you see it sort of pulse and then pulse again, and then on the third pulse, this sort of black cone just sort of spurts out at you. I need you to make an intelligence save, please, Kai.
This is magic.
Yes, it is a magical effect. You've rolled me a check as opposed to a save.
Oh, sorry. Well,
I don't know if you're proficient. Does that make any
it's the
difference?
same thing.
Right, okay. Cool, so yeah, you will take 6 psychic damage. Mr. Deepstone, it's your turn.
Yes. Let's run up, put myself right in between E2 and E3.
Uh-huh.
I'll grab the maul and take a swing at E3.
Okay, is your maul magical in nature?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
I need to be swinging with a magical weapon, don't I, really?
No.
Shit.
Not necessarily. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll to hit.
I only get 1 attack per turn at the minute, don't I? As a fighter at level 3.
Yeah, unless you're action surging, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Go ahead and roll to
Well,
hit.
that's a 16 to hit.
Okay, you notice that it pulses with this sort of corrosive acid. Your next roll will have a -1 penalty to hit, and right now you will take 1 off your damage roll, but that will hit.
Okay. That's 10 damage.
Yep.
With the 1 off the roll, that is.
Okay. And sorry, you hit E3, right?
Yeah, I
Confirm.
hit
Okay, yeah.
E3.
Cool. Fantastic. Yeah, the hit seems to do very well. It's just, you notice this corroding of your weapon.
In that case,
With your expert smith's knowledge, I won't ask you to make a check. You realize that perhaps 3 or 4 attacks is the max that's... Without a properly made, proper dwarven magical weapon, masterwork weapon, you're gonna lose this weapon eventually.
Right, then am I able to just put the weapon on my back and pull out a different weapon?
Yeah.
Or is that going to take an entire
Yeah, no,
action?
you can do that. That'll be your object interaction. It's a free action.
Yep, in that case, I will pull out the short sword +1 that I conveniently have.
Fantastic. Cool. And you realize that will survive the acid a lot better. Yep.
I'm actually going to go ahead and action surge that, and
Cool.
I will take the attack on the same thing with the short
Yep.
sword.
Go ahead and roll to
So
hit.
that's a -1 on the attack.
No,
Right.
because that would only have been on the minus on the weapon
I
that was
thought it
affected by the
yeah,
acid.
My bad. Yeah.
No, it was both to hit and for
Right,
damage,
okay.
but
Well, that's
on that
16 to
mole. Yeah, 16 hits.
That's going to be another 9 damage.
Cool. Yeah, it's severely wounded. You see like a dent and a scratch and a slash, and it's failing to reform itself completely. Any bonus action from you?
Was action surge a bonus action? Was that just free?
Action
no, it
surge
was
is a
free
free
action. Okay.
But I don't think you have a bonus action, do you, apart from second wind?
I would have to use specifically a grappling strike as a bonus action, so no, I'm not going to. That would be
Okay,
my turn.
cool. Kai, you're up. Would you believe I've got 3 monsters with a 0 or lower initiative, by the way?
Wow.
Damn.
Damn.
Anyone looking hurt? No, right?
No, not at all.
Okay. I am going to Are any of them particularly well off or not well off?
E3 is hurt badly, very badly.
Okay, E3. I am going to use Sacred Flame on.
Okay. Good shout on that. That is a -1 on the dex save.
Is it a -1?
On the dex save, yeah. No, as in, they got a -1.
Oh yeah, it's a dex save.
Oh, is it a dex save? Yes. Yeah, Sacred Flame is. Go ahead and give me your radiant damage.
Of course, a 1.
1 damage. A huge
Yeah.
pillar of radiant flame burns down upon this steel ooze,
Fuck
dealing
off, just
1
give it
damage.
no damage.
Well, it does 1 damage. It looks around, confused, wondering whether it's been hit. Does that conclude your turn, Kai?
Has anyone taken any decent
No.
amount of damage or not?
No one's taken any damage. Period.
No one has? Okay, I didn't think so.
Cool.
That's what I
Unless
thought.
you can heal
Alright,
a weapon.
I could if it was a bonus action.
Yeah, no. You can't cast Mending as a bonus action. Cool. That will lead us to E2. E2 will sort of... And then it will sort of... A bit of it just extends towards... what's your name? Thornham. And Thornham, you're currently flanked by these. You flanked yourself.
Yes.
Yes. That is a 20 to hit you.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. That is 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And 5 acid damage.
Okay.
Are you wearing armor? Is it metal?
Yeah.
Is it metal?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you will receive 1 penalty to AC.
Okay.
As you notice that again, this acid corrosiveness is burning away at the metals of your weapons and armor. E3 is going to... Sorry, E4 is going to look over at Bellinor, who shot the crossbow, right? And you see this sort of 1 pulse, 2 pulse, and on the third one, a black cone. Oh, sorry, it's going to hit Theodore as well. Extends through Theodore and through Bellinor. I need an intelligence save from both of you, please.
That magic.
It is. Are you a gnome as well? There you are. Yeah, cool. I'm going to get that question so much in this campaign, aren't I? Is that a magical effect?
Yep.
17.
Yes, you are.
17 and...
Oh, that was in, yeah?
Int save, yeah.
That is 8.4.
24. Right, you will take half of the amazing 5 on a 3d6 psychic damage I rolled, meaning each of you will take 2 psychic damage.
Wow.
I know, crappy roll, wasn't it?
Oh no, my head.
Bellinor, you're up.
I will once again just take my crossbow out and shoot at E3.
Okay, you did notice in the first shot, by the way, sorry, I should have mentioned, that the crossbow head of the first bolt appeared to be corroded by the metal, by the acid.
Oh no.
So you won't be able to retrieve these, yeah. But other than that, you're perfectly welcome to shoot.
Yeah, 22 to hit.
Yeah, I like the way you went off screen for that roll. Sorry, are you shooting E3 or E4?
E3.
Cool, yeah, go ahead. Give me some damage.
That is 10 damage.
Cool, that just goes straight through it. E3 just disappears out of existence as it separates into 2 halves and falls back under the water. Any bonus action?
Did anybody use their inspiration?
No one's used shit.
No bonus
Apart from Thornham, who decided to action surge. But nobody else used anything. Theodore, you're up.
Okay, I'll head on over. Well, I'll run over to E4, jump in the air and slam my hammer down on the...
Cool. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Your flying leap.
Thank goodness. It's not better. That is 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
And this is E4, yes? Okay, cool.
The lowest damage I could get, which is an 8 damage.
Oh, I've confused myself. I've killed off E3 instead of E4. Yeah, okay, that is fine. I'm
That's
sorry,
pretty good, though.
just
The
on
lowest
my
damage
brain.
I could do is 8.
That's what happens when you've got a high intelligence modifier. I'm really sorry. I'm just going to import E3 and remove E4 because I've really confused myself doing that. Cool. And that was 8 damage, yeah? A solid hit. Still a magical weapon. Sarah?
Yes, I will bonus action. I don't know how. What's the range you want it to be?
30 feet.
Okay, then she'll need to move.
No, she won't.
one up.
It's 30
She
feet to
will.
anyone. 30 feet to anyone from her.
Yeah, but I wanted her to hit E3.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She can hit from where she's standing. I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, let's move the counter on the screen if you like. Right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do not
6
count.
times 5 is 30. Just shoot the bitch. I'll leave these on the screen so that I can bring you in here and we can use like a little ruler and tick things off.
22.
22, yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And that is 10 force damage.
Fucking hell, Sarah does some deeps. Yeah, he looks severely wounded. Okay.
He's a dumb dummy.
E1 is going to roll for recharge. That's a fail. And will therefore move around to hit Thornham. Actually is bright enough to flank both. So you see this sort of extension. Ooh, 2 nat 20s. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So I think that might be a nat 20. Look, isn't that exciting?
Yeah, that's 2 nat 20s. Okay, that's very
Thornham,
probable.
that'll be 9 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
and 9 acid damage.
Okay.
Your armor will again reduce by 1 AC. It's your turn.
Well, these guys seem to be a bit more likely to hit than I was expecting. Fancy that.
Me too, they've got a +3.
Yeah, I was expecting the probabilities on that, considering my AC would have meant I should have been able to get at least a good
1
reaction
dodge.
off on them,
Yeah,
but no.
Nope. Nothing. Go ahead and take your turn. Smack a bitch.
Yeah. Is E2 damaged at all?
Good question. E2 is untouched. E1 is untouched. E3 is nearly dead.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get my swinging on E1 then. Let's go for an attack on that.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, never mind.
Oh, is that a nat 1?
Yeah.
Okay, did you roll with advantage?
No, I didn't roll for
No,
damage.
so you're flanking and being flanked, right?
Oh, I didn't realise that actually counted as immediately being flanked by Theodore. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
Really? I'm facing E3.
Yeah. Okay,
not
that's a
E1.
15 to hit then.
You're facing them, but that doesn't... The monster is turned to, like, try and be facing both of you at the same time. To try and sort of take in the... You'll see why. Yeah, 15 hits.
Yep. So that's going to be 11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I will pop superiority die for that.
What sort of
for a trip
attack?
attack? Expend
Triple,
superiority
okay.
die to add to total damage roll. 1d8, I think. For superiority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do not roll because the creature is immune to prone.
That's another
okay?
4.
Yeah, the creature is immune to prone, though.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fair.
Cool, because
Well,
it's a
that's-
blob.
Yeah, extra 4 damage. That's fine.
Cool.
Take it.
Kai, you're up.
Hang on, I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry,
Pop
bonus
this
action.
wind as well.
Yeah, okay, cool. Kai, you're up.
Okay.
E1 and 3 are wounded. E2 is untouched.
Okay. I'm a little sad about how much I hate using whatchamacallit, Sacred Flame right now, so I'm gonna fucking guiding bolt the fuck out of one.
Are you at least going to go with the one that hasn't been hit, yeah?
Fine.
E2. Okay, cool. Go ahead, roll to hit.
Cool, since I'm gonna hit the one that hasn't been hit, he's gonna get a nice level 2 guiding bolt, and he's not gonna like this.
Poor guy.
24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Hey.
That's 15 damage.
Cool. Yeah, he is almost removed from existence. As this sort of bolt of light just blasts through him. You see that he's now just got a permanent hole, sort of just in its upper right
Definitely
side.
like a green flowery bolt of light.
Oh, okay. But regardless, it still burns this hole straight through him. It looks back at you, shakes its head, and decides to attack Fulham instead. Oh, sorry. No, I don't. I won't roll with advantage, but that's a 13 to hit you, Thornham.
Nope, and I'm gonna take a reaction.
With the two lowest your AC.
Yep,
wow,
correct.
you a tanky brother. Go ahead,
Yep,
make your
so
reaction.
superiority, riposte attack.
Nice.
That's an 18 to hit.
Go ahead and roll damage. Oh,
That's 15 damage.
yeah, brutalized, absolutely smashed. Completely regrets his decision. Wishes it had have ran after Kai. It's dead. So that was E2. E3 is gonna make an attack at Theo. $19 to hit you.
No. As I quickly, like, throw this little trinket in the air, this, like, magical force field surrounds me. I'm casting shield.
Cool. Bellinor, it's your turn.
I will continue to shoot my crossbow.
Okay.
But this time it will be at yet again E3, but though E3 was E4 last time, I shot at E3.
Yeah.
That is a...
I'm going to make you take a step upwards there. These creatures are very low to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though Theodore is short, you don't want to shoot over his head.
Sounds good.
If anything, you'd be
that
better
is
off shooting through his legs. Yep, go ahead, roll to hit.
21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 4 damage.
Great. Your crossbow sort of thunders into it, and it's had enough. Like, that's the last it could take. As it sort of pulses once, pulses twice, and then just shrivels and disappears.
Kind of like my my cleaning thing that I have at home.
Yeah. Bonus action?
Nope.
Nope, cool. Theodore, you're up. E3's dead, sorry. Just haven't found it
Cool,
yet.
I'll turn around and slam my hammer into E1.
Roll with advantage. You are flanking.
Okay, that is a 25.
That'll hit.
And that is 13 bludgeoning damage.
As the
Nice.
force pushes out the back of your hammer, it just plunges down into the creature, and it flattens in the middle, going like really flat, and then it just sinks downwards. That concludes our battle. Give me a second.
Very
As...
nice.
Oh, God, I've got to scroll up a long way. Flippin' heck, I used a lot of music this session. And as you conclude this battle, Durnan turns to you and... You're mighty fighters, or at least even stronger than I had thought. And he looks to Theo. You're a strong addition to the group.
Well, I did some, you know, experimenting with fighting in college, but I haven't tried since. But I tinker a bit, and this was the first time actually trying this out in the field.
That's good.
Pretty useful. And then I'll walk over to Sarah. Just like, and of course, she has the most beautiful eye.
Well, be that as it may, we may need to have a discussion on expending resources down here in the dungeon. Sometimes it can be a long journey back.
I was mad. I'm sorry.
Be that as it may, well, we should proceed. And I'm afraid that that's actually where we're going to end the session.
I was going
Did
to
we
request
level up?
one thing before we
Oh.
stopped.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, sorry, just before that, actually, let me just give you the XP. Because I forgot we're XP based. It's been so long since we've had a
Yeah.
session. Oh, I've also not given you... Sorry. Okay, so that's 125 XP each.
Okay. Not bad.
On
bad.
top of which, you may add a flat 100 for opening the tavern. Intentional though it
Hey.
wasn't. From now on, you will gain a small income each day from the tavern, though it will be quite small at first, although your opening day, Floon managed to get a lot of people present for, though most of them were authorities wondering how you'd managed to open without letting anyone know. Nevertheless, yeah.
Frustrating.
Hey, we're still trying to figure that out ourselves.
Sorry, Jamal, you wanted to do one thing before we ended.
I'll turn to Theodore real quick. My armor's pretty beat up. You can repair things, right? Do you think you'd be able to deal with some of the damage this slime did?
Thornham, you're a blacksmith, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to have to go.
You'd
back
need a
and fix it
forge,
because I
but
need a
you
forge
could. No,
for
I'm
it,
just
yes.
saying you could guide Theo. Theo, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
mending, right? Yeah,
So
that's
do I.
so does Kai.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
think Kai's probably is less of a mechanical mending and more of a like
Yeah.
rope and wood and stuff. So I would say that Theodore's the correct candidate. But yes, Theodore, just casting mending is enough to fix this.
I have
If you're
I
willing.
have specifically taken mending to help Sarah. Sarah's my girl.
All right. I'll take out a little a little mini hammer, and then it's gonna like glow blue, and I'm just gonna very gently go. And that's it.
That's it. Right. Very good. And with that, we shall move to our MVPs. Oscar.
The overall panic of this entire group, outside of, I guess, Josh, as soon as we got down to see 140 people outside of our door and just fucking every single one of us, no fucking idea what to do. That was definitely
Jesus
it.
Christ.
That was the intention. Yep. Going backwards, Josh.
Mine was I really like the guy who was getting high of those herbs.
Old Zoblob. Yep.
Yes.
His purple shop.
And just the like, this group is just so horny and dirty-minded all the time. Like,
Fair
geez.
enough.
I'm just in character, dude.
So, yeah.
Moon?
The amount of horny bullshit this session that was either referenced or just blatantly said to us.
Yeah.
I don't think any of it was intentional.
Except for,
From me.
oyster.
Oh,
Oh,
except
yeah,
except the gaping oyster.
Yeah, spilling the tea, definitely not fucking.
That means telling the
On
truth
purpose.
in the gay world.
That's still on purpose.
Yeah, wait, no, I even know spilling the tea means that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
Yeah.
particularly horny.
Like, where's the tea, sis? Come on.
The fact that I'm gonna have a fucking play date with someone about making my room into a flower grove.
Yeah, I just
love that you just let me stay there.
that's what I love about the books is that you can take a character and you can run with it and you can do so much more with it. Like they don't really give all that information. Some of them they do. Some of them they give huge amounts of information. But some of them it's just a tiny note and I was just like, there's a greenhouse on top of a building? Kai's gonna love this. Let's develop this character. So yeah, that's yeah, I'm glad you like that.
And then my other one is me casting a level 2 spell to do 15 damage, and then the following turn, one thing tries to hit Jamal and gets immediately obliterated for the same amount of damage just because he tried to touch him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, strength is crazy. Like, strength and intelligence, like both Theodore and Thornham, like, if they hit shit, it's just the minimum damage is huge. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, Jamal, your MVP.
This one's gonna be a really hard call to say. I like a lot of the stuff that you've done, the touches that you've added to sort of bring the world out with the NPCs and such, and the taverns, and the tavern, the shops, and everything. And even when it comes down to the fucking dryad table, God.
I didn't have that. It's there.
it's
I'm a big
Just
fan of
straight
that
out the
table.
book.
the horniest fucking thing, as was mentioned, and one of them happens to be a fucking table as well.
Yeah, no, that's straight out the book, that. But no,
Straight out the book. Oh, okay.
well,
Okay.
no, it says that it's ornately decorated with dryads. It doesn't mention that they're having sex.
Well, no, that was entirely on you. But
no, it's a reference to a book I read a while back. But yeah, I'm good. I'm glad you enjoy the silly touches. They're fun.
and I think well, after being back now, we've taken a short break. Like it's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? But being back now, our first combat back in, and yeah, that was something.
Yeah, the
That
book
was
recommends I
something
throw
wild.
1 at you. I thought 5 is about right.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, 5 is about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I want us to sort of. I want the dungeon to feel dangerous, and it is aimed for level 5 characters, but obviously part of it's about resources, but this is a trip with Durnan. In the future, you will have to be very careful about resource management in Dungeon of the Mad Mage, because obviously you still have to enter from level 1, even if you're currently on level 20. Which is really, really scary. But we'll get down to more dungeon delving later. But for me, that is one of my MVPs. I love that we've chosen to go down the dungeon. I think that's something, we've got a new campaign starting that's very dungeon based, but realistically it's something we don't do a huge amount in our campaigns, and I love a good dungeon. I really liked that I managed to panic everybody quite so much by just throwing hordes of NPCs at their front door. That's always fun. Like, you could see that people were actually real life stressed. Like, I don't know what to do with this shit. Like, I love it. Really pleased. But I think my favorite interaction overall was just the idea of Sarah smoking a spliff. That made me really happy. So yeah, I think on that note, we are probably going to call it.
Yeah.
Are we rating anyone? Are we rating anyone? Are we rating anyone? Are we rating anybody? Are we rating anybody? Yeah, let's go see Anna. It's been fucking forever since we've rated Anna.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Anna is now known as Carmela, for those of you who don't know. But Anna Carmela is a musician, lovely person, was a big supporter early on. If you're interested, there's an interview with her on YouTube. But yeah, it's been a great laugh. It's always nice to play with you guys. This is my comfort session. So, tomorrow morning, if you're American, 11 a.m. EST, 4 p.m. GMT, we'll be kicking off our celebrations for the rebranding. We've got PvP tournaments, quizzes, Pictionary, Among Us, Golf with Friends, Marbles on Stream, and various other D&D excitement. Please come along, say hello, and we look forward to seeing you then. But for now, if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Goodbye.
Next time.
we shall see you soon.
Alright, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. You guys have a good one. See you guys.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.